What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 8RG Chapter 211 The Golden Lion's Premise, Ming, understood. Approaching air at such a close distance, the pirates turned pale in fright. Now, he didn't dare to ask why air refused this commission. He just wanted to get out of this place quickly now. Besides, go back and help me remind Shiki not to hit Roger's attention, or he will be in trouble. Air glanced at him and said calmly. I know, I will tell Admiral Shiki when I go back. Pirate nodded again and again. So is there anything else? No, without Mr. Air, we'll go first. Pirate shook his head again and again. This pirate, the bounty is close to 1 billion Bailey. Among the flying pirates under Golden Lion, they are also quite famous and have a very high status. But in front of Air, he lost his former prestige after 767. There is only one thing in his mind now, and that is to get out of this ghost place quickly. You can go, remember to report what I just said to Shiki. Understand. Air heard the words, glanced at him, and then continued to sit in the chair and drink. And the few pirates standing at the door looked at each other. Without the slightest hesitation, leave this place as quickly as possible. New World, an island. In the center of the main hall, the Golden Lion sits high. Hearing the reports of several pirates, his face became a little dignified, and he said solemnly. That guy Air has a close relationship with Roger. Golden Lion planned to use Air's network to find clues about Roger. But unexpectedly, Air backhand warned him not to hit Roger's idea. Such a development was something Golden Lion never thought of. The pirates in the center of the hall asked worriedly, Admiral Shiki, shall we still investigate the clues of the Roger pirates and win them over? Although it is said that they are pulling together, they are very clear that once they meet the Roger pirates in the New World, there is a high probability that the two sides will start a war. If there is a fight, there's a good chance Air won't sit idly by. The specific strength of Air, this pirate is not clear. But in the tavern that day, I felt Air's aura, advertisement. In his heart, a shadow of fear has been cast, and he is now extremely afraid to meet Air again. Why not? Golden Lion snorted coldly. The Golden Lion knew very well that in order to dominate the world, he had to rely on Roger's help. Otherwise, just by the existence of an Air, it blocked the idea of all pirates in the entire New World to dominate the world. If we really investigate the whereabouts of the Roger pirates, Air is likely to intervene as Admiral Shiki, which is very unfavorable for us. Pirates continued. After a moment of silence, Golden Lion said, we need to find a helping hand. This guy Roger, the Golden Lion is determined. Either Roger agrees to join forces with him, or he kills him. Although it is said that the presence of Air gave him an unusual headache. But this is not completely impossible. All you need to do is join forces with a certain great pirate in the New World to form an alliance. Together with them in New World, investigate the whereabouts of the Roger pirates. Since then, even if Air is blocked, they still have the strength to contend with it. Admiral Shiki, are you planning to join forces with a certain great pirate in the New World? Yes. Golden Lion lit a cigar and nodded. But, who can we make an alliance with? The pirates in the center of the hall looked at each other. You must know that in the New World nowadays, everyone who can become a big pirate is a very proud guy. They really couldn't imagine that the big pirate was interested in forming an alliance. I already have a suitable ally. Golden Lion smiled slightly. A few days later, Wano-kuni. At this time, Kaido was sitting in the center of the hall drinking. Next to it is Jin. At this moment, Quinn rushed in with a weapon in his hand and shouted excitedly. Brother Kaido, it worked. Quinn, you be ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* raised his brows slightly and scolded. "Shut up, Jin, I have a big achievement to report to Brother Kaido," Quinn replied. "Is just making a weapon a great achievement? Are you out of your mind, Quinn? 35? I'm not here today for Jin, who is arguing with you," Quinn said coldly. Advertisement. Although the two are one of the three plagues of the beast's pirates. However, the relationship between the two has always been at odds. Meeting is arguing and bickering, almost never stops. "What made Quinn?" Kaido asked with a frown. Hearing Kaido's question, Quinn looked at Kaido and said excitedly. "Didn't we discover a special mineral called sea stone in Wano Kuni some time ago that can incapacitate a person with power? I've been researching how to make those minerals into weapons lately, and now we've found a way, and a lot of weapons have been made. The reason why people with ability are afraid of the sea is because the sea contains pyrobuan substances. And among sea stone, it is because of the pyrobroin ingredient. That's why it has a special effect that makes the ability invalid. They beasts pirates, long ago in Wano Kuni, found sea stone. However, because of the surface of sea stone, it is as hard as diamond. Ordinary means cannot be destroyed at all. Therefore, the idea of building a weapon has been stranded for a long time. But Quinn didn't give up and kept thinking of ways. Now, he really found a way to process sea stone and make it into a weapon. Oh, really? Kaido heard the words, and there was also a lot of interest. 4.3. This weapon is a weapon made of sea stone, Kaido brother. Quinn handed the weapon in his hand to Kaido. Kaido took the weapon from Quinn and held it at the tip. In the next second, sweat appeared on his forehead, and he suddenly felt powerless, unable to release his abilities. Kaido then grabbed the handle of the knife that was not made by sea stone and laughed. Giggle cluck. Well done Quinn, you know, there are a lot of big pirates in the entire New World today. At the same time, many big pirates eat devil fruit. And now, they, Beasts Pirates, have developed a sea stone weapon specially designed to restrain those with abilities. This gave Kaido an instant confidence boost. With the sea stone weapon, now he doesn't have any big pirates in the New World. Chapter 212 The Alliance between the Golden Lion and Kaido. Not only that, Kaido boss, we are currently building sea stone firearms, and I believe it will not be long before we can complete the construction. Quinn folded his hands on his chest and smiled smugly. For pirates with a bounty of over 100 million, firearms have almost no effect. Not to mention, the pirates above this, but with sea stone as the bullet, the forged firearms are completely different. No matter how strong you are, as long as you have eaten devil fruit, you will be hit by sea stone bullets. It will directly be unable to release the ability, and greatly weaken the physical strength. This is extremely restrained, the big pirates in New World who eat devil fruit. It seems that it won't be long before our battle is not just Wano Kuni, but the whole world. Kaido raised his arms in excitement. At first, Kaido, who developed independently from the Rox group, had no intention of invading Wano Kuni. But Kurozumi Muchin gave him an opinion, that is to start a war. Open an unprecedented battlefield and dismount people from O3 worlds. This is how to create an equal world. I believe you will become Joey Boy, Kaido, Jin also said aside. Jin followed Kaido not only because Kaido saved his life in the lab at the time. More importantly, he thinks Kaido can be Joey Boy. Giggle giggle. Let me change the world. Kaido took a big gulp of a bottle of spirits and laughed. Take. Tread. Tread. At this moment, there was a sound of footsteps outside the hall. I saw several pirates, rushing in a panic, looking terrified. No. Not good, Admiral Kaido. 35. What happened? Kaido asked, frowning slightly when he heard the words. Flying. The Flying Sky Pirates invaded our Wano Kuni. The pirates responded quickly. The Flying Sky Pirates? Isn't that the pirate group created by Shiki? Jin, who was standing beside Kaido, said in surprise. Why are those guys invading our Wano Kuni? Don't they have their own territory? Quinn asked. Today, almost all of the big pirates in the entire New World have their own territory. Between each other, it can almost be said that well water does not make river water. Advertisement after all, no big pirate would grab a little more territory for the sake of it. And clashed with another big pirate. No, I don't know, our people can't stop them at all, and it won't be long before they attack. Pirates shook their heads again and again. After all, Golden Lion is a pirate of the New World, with a bounty of up to 4.5 billion Baileys. And his pirates naturally don't have many simple characters. Such powerhouses invaded Wano Kuni, except for the main powerhouses, almost no one could stop them. Shiki? Kaido said to himself with a gloomy face. When he was on the rocks, he had nothing to do with the Golden Lion. Since leaving the Rox group, they have developed independently, and the two have never met. Now, what does it mean for the Golden Lion to invade his Wano Kuni? Are you trying to take over territory with him? Thinking of this, Kaido picked up the mace next to him and put it on his shoulders, his face sullen. This D Shiki dares to invade Wano Kuni. Let him die here. 99. Although I don't know what the purpose of these bastards is to invade Wano Kuni, it just so happens that this guy has demon fruit power, and the weapons I developed can come in handy. Quinn snorted coldly. Not long ago, he successfully developed a sea stone weapon. It hasn't been battle tested yet. Now, with the arrival of the Golden Lion, he has a test object. Kaido, Quinn, and Jin all took their weapons and went outside the main hall. I saw that the Golden Lion at this time had already brought countless crew members to the door. At the feet of the Golden Lion and others lie many members of their Beasts Pirates. As soon as Kaido went out, he noticed Golden Lion. Jia haha. Long time no see, Kaido. Golden Lion standing in the air, with a cigar in his mouth, grinned. The right ally the Golden Lion said earlier was Kaido. Although Kaido was just an ordinary cadre of their Rox regiment before. However, after leaving the Rox group, his strength improved very quickly. Today, in the entire New World, there are also great pirates who can be as famous as Golden Lion. Advertisement, Shiki. Looking at the Golden Lion in front of him, blue veins appeared on Kaido's forehead. Then, armed with a mace, he charged directly towards the Golden Lion. Hey, you be asterisk 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 D. Wait until I'm done talking, Kaido. Golden Lion frowned as he looked at Kaido, who was full of fighting intent in front of him. Go to hell. B asterisk 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 D. Kaido roared. The next second, the terrifying haki wrapped around his mace and smashed towards the Golden Lion. Kaido has a bad temper, and the Golden Lion invaded his territory like this, how could he not be angry? You guy. Golden Lion's face was gloomy and cold, holding Sakura 10 and Kiku in both hands, he also slashed towards Kaido. Boom. 39 The blade collided, and a terrifying airflow suddenly erupted, shaking in all directions. An invisible momentum lingered around the two, making it impossible for others to approach. 767 Under the beast-like collision of the two, the ground beneath their feet was broken inch by inch. The two attacked each other for half a minute, and then each went backwards. Golden Lion said solemnly with the cigar in his mouth still on the ground. Kaido, I'm not here today to trouble you, but to work with you. Hearing this, Kaido also put away his fighting intent and set his sights on Golden Lion. I just planned to let them inform you to see you, but they insisted on blocking me, but don't worry, they just fainted, I didn't kill them. Golden Lion explained. He came today, but to discuss cooperation with Kaido. Go away, Shiki, I don't want to talk to anyone. Hearing this, Kaido frowned slightly, staring at Shiki, waiting for his next sentence. Are you kidding me, Shiki? You be asterisk 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 D invaded my territory and killed so many of my subordinates, and now you dare to talk to me about cooperation? Kaido said coldly. What if you kill Kaido's subordinates? At this moment, Quinn helped a pirate who fell to the ground and shouted at Kaido. Brother Kaido, they really just fainted, and they are still breathing. No, I think you'll be interested, Kaido, Golden Lion grinned. Chapter 213 The Golden Lion Who Doesn't Listen to Persuasion. I plan to win the Roger Pirates recently, but Air is very close to Roger, so I want to form an alliance with you. Let's go to win the Roger Pirates together. Once successful, then our three forces join forces, this world is our world. Of course, if we fail, we will destroy the Roger Pirates. Among them, if Air appears to stop us, we can also destroy it together. Golden Lion knew very well that in the process of investigating the Roger Pirates, there was a high probability of being blocked by Air. If this happened, he alone would not be able to deal with Air at all. But if he is allied with Kaido, during the investigation, he encounters Air. Then they join forces and they can definitely handle Air. If during the investigation, he did not encounter Air, but directly found the Roger Pirates, and Roger agrees to be his right and left hand, then the three parties are allied, and the world must belong to the three of them. But if Roger refuses, then if he joins forces with Kaido, he can definitely destroy the Roger Pirates. Not interested. Kaido snorted coldly. Kaido is now a big pirate of the New World, and has his own territory. Naturally disdain for others to join forces. Gia ha ha ha. Kaido, you are really stupid enough, don't you understand the situation of the sea now? Air, Edward, Roger all have a complicated relationship. Have you ever thought that if the three of them join forces, there will be a force in the entire New World that can compete with them? Our alliance is to check and balance them, Golden Lion said solemnly. That's it, get out of here, Shiki, I have no interest in your alliance, Kaido said indifferently. If the Golden Lion kills his crew today, then he must have a fight with the Golden Lion. However, the Golden Lion simply knocked out his crew. Now Kaido doesn't want to go to war with the Golden Lion just yet. At the same time, there is no interest in forming alliances. After all, he believes that he alone is enough to subvert the world, so why should he rely on the power of others? I said, Kaido, do you remember the news about Air and Edward's bounty going up some time ago? Golden Lion said suddenly. Advertisement, just say what you want to say, no ink, and get out of the way. Kaido waved his hand impatiently. The two guys, Air and Edward, attacked the Holy Land Marijoy and left that place alive. You have been there with us, you should know how dangerous it is. 35. In the Rox group, before disbanding. Air, Whitebeard, Golden Lion, Kaido, Charlotte Linlin 5. They invaded the Holy Land Marijoy, looking for the eternal pointer of the Valley of the Gods. And there, they met the 5 elders. Even if the 4 of them join forces, it is still difficult to solve the 5 elders. And this time, Air and Whitebeard attacked the Holy Land Marijoy again, and the bounty went up. To say it didn't play the 5 elders, the Golden Lion wouldn't believe it. But Air, they not only fought the 5 elders, but left alive. Today, the strength of Air and Whitebeard has reached a level that even the Golden Lion cannot guess. Hearing Golden Lion's words, Kaido also fell into contemplation. He naturally knew how dangerous the place in the Holy Land Marijoy was. Not long ago, Air and Whitebeard attacked that place, left alive, and the bounty went up. Kaido can also guess that these two should be fighting against the monsters of the Five Elders. Make an alliance with me, Kaido. We need to check and balance the air group. If we are still kings and fight each other, this sea will never be our world. Even we will be destroyed by them. 39. As long as we can solve the air group of guys, the alliance between the two of us will end. As for who can become the world hegemon in the future, it depends on each individual's ability. While Kaido was silent, Golden Lion spoke again and invited him. Kaido's face was solemn. After a long silence he raised his head slightly, stared at Golden Lion and said, "So, what is your plan, Shiki?" Kaido finally agreed to an alliance, through Air's latest move, and recalled the various terrorist forces used by the opponent when he fought with Air. He was also deeply aware that Air's threat was too great. If they don't check and balance Air and others, they will always live in the shadow of Air. There will never be a chance to dominate the world. Advertisement: it will never be possible to start a war that will turn the world upside down. Gia ha ha ha. I believe that the cooperation between us is enough to destroy those guys. This sea will be our world. Golden Lion laughed when he heard this. After the two formed an alliance, after a brief chat, they began to investigate Roger's whereabouts at sea. The first step of their plan is to win over Roger, or destroy Roger. During this period, if Air appears, destroy Air first. If Air doesn't show up, then follow the original plan. Once Roger is destroyed by them, or win over successfully, then the two of them, don't be afraid of Air and Whitebeard teaming up. After a while, New World, the country of Darasta. In the tavern. Mr. Air, according to our investigation, the current Flying Sky Pirates are still sending people in New World to investigate the whereabouts of the Roger Pirates. Several pirates came to Air and respectfully reported. Tisk, I really don't listen, Shiki. Air clicked his tongue. If Golden Lion obeys his advice and doesn't move the Roger Pirates, then surely, Zhao Wang Zhao, will have nothing to do. But now, the Golden Lion is determined to go his own way, insisting on attacking the Roger Pirates. Since then, he has to make a move. After all, he had already promised Roger that he would settle the Golden Lion. I have to say, the Golden Lion will really give him trouble. Lord Air, besides this, there is one more news. What news? According to the information we got, some time ago, the Flying Sky Pirates invaded Wano Kuni, which is where Kaido is located, but it didn't fight in the end. As for the two successors, we will leave this for now. Under investigation, 35 pirates continued. It has to be said that this group of people under Air is still very capable of gathering intelligence. After all, the number of his subordinates is more than that of the Golden Lion's Flying Sky Pirates. Among them, there are many people who have news networks. Chapter 214 Golden Lion and Roger, Kaido. Air raised his brows slightly. The Golden Lion will not go to Wano Kuni to find Kaido for no reason, after all the two have almost nothing to do with each other. It is really intriguing to do such an abnormal behavior. Lord Air, according to our initial guess, the two may have formed an alliance, pirates continue to report. Yes, Air does have this idea too. After all, the goal of characters like the Golden Lion is to dominate the world. Golden Lion is on the sea, and every move is preparing for domination of the world. Invading Wano Kuni, hostile to Kaido, does nothing for the Golden Lion. The only possibility is that the Golden Lion wants to win over Kaido to form an alliance. As for the final success, Air has no accurate news. However, according to his guess, it is very likely that an alliance has been formed. Where are those Shiki guys now? Air continued to ask. Regardless of whether the Golden Lion is allied with Kaido or not. Now all Air has to do is meet the Golden Lion in person and sell the guy. According to the information that my 767s have recently obtained, the Flying Sky Pirates have appeared in the Advore Sea. Oh, Air remembers very clearly, the Golden Lion's Flying Sky Pirates and the Roger Pirates. It was in the Advore Sea that a world-famous battle took place. Help me prepare a boat, I need to go out, Air continued. If the Golden Lion has appeared in the Advore Sea, then maybe it won't be long before the Golden Lion fights the Roger Bandit. Therefore, he also needs to reach that sea area quickly to resolve the war for Roger. Yes, Lord Air. After leaving this sentence, the pirates left quickly, and then prepared the ship for Air. And Air also opened the properties panel. Host, Air. Abilities. Armament Hockey, 2,500 4,000s. Observation Hockey, 2,500 4,000s. Conqueror's Hockey, Max. Special Ability. Sage Body, Max. Ability. Sword, Great Swordsman. Advertisement Special Ability. Fairy Eye, 6,607 thousandths. Current Mid-Term. Unlock Ability. Complete Body Susanoo, Tengai Shinsei, Shinra Tianzheng, Universal Pull. Note: when the progress is full, other abilities of the Sage's Eye will be unlocked, and a chance for a special lottery will be obtained. 9 Tails. Tailed Beast Bomb, unlocked. Tailed Beast Transformation, unlocked. Currently full-tailed Beast Transformation. Kurama Chakra Mode, unlocked. Kurama Mode, unlocked. 10 Tails. 10 Tails Jinchuriki, to unlock. Abilities gained: Wood Style, Sage Mode, Rasengan, Hado. Forgot to Rasengan before, it has not been used for a long time. As can be seen, after the Battle of the Holy Land Marijoy, Air made a lot of progress on the Fairy Eyes on this sea again. Now, the progress of the Fairy Eye has reached 6600. If I can fight with Golden Lion and others this time, I believe the progress can be increased by at least a few hundred. Not to mention that the progress can be directly reached in the later stage, at least, it can also be close to the progress of the later stage. Moreover, Air, some time ago, only obtained the power of Hado. Although it has been used once on ordinary pirates, it can only deal with big pirates like Golden Lion. He still doesn't know how Hado's power is performing. This time, in the dispute with Golden Lion and others, it is possible to release such an ability once. Another few days passed. Advore Sea. At this time, the sky was dense with dark clouds, lightning and thunder, and it was raining continuously. The waves on the sea surface were surging and turbulent. From time to time there are large sea kings that appear in this area. In this sea area, a huge ship is driving. This ship is the ship of the Rox Pirates. Added. Shanks stood on the deck, looking at the high-altitude weather and complaining. The weather today is really bad. Ha ha ha. The weather in New World, hasn't it always been like this? Roger stood on the bow at this time and laughed loudly while looking at the sea ahead. The weather in New World is changeable and extremely irregular. So, for this kind of weather, Roger has long been used to it. Not far away, the pirate who was at the helm shouted. Captain Roger, there are several large sea kings found below, seems to have an idea for our ship. Advertisement: the Advore Sea, this sea area, not only has extremely bad weather. At the same time, it is also the site of sea kings. Roger was standing on the deck in the heavy rain. Exactly to deal with the sea kings that pop up from time to time under the sea. It's really troublesome, this group of sea kings has already caused a lot of damage to our ship. Jabba stood in the middle of the deck and said with a headache. If it's just a group of sea kings, it's not a problem. I just hope that we won't encounter other troubles on this voyage. Rayleigh folded his hands on his chest and said. As Rayleigh's voice fell, a familiar voice suddenly came from high up in the sky. Gia ha ha ha. Long time no see, Roger, hear this familiar voice. Roger, Rayleigh, and Jabba on the deck shrank their pupils and looked at the sky suddenly. I saw that dozens of pirate battleships passed through the dark clouds of lightning flashes in the sky and landed in front of their ships. The Lion Fruit ability of the Golden Lion can apply the floating ability to any object. So, he kept his ship sailing high in the sky, looking for the traces of the Rox Pirates. Because he has already investigated, the ship of the Rox Pirates will sail in the Advore Sea. Shiki. Standing on the bow, Roger frowned as he looked at the Golden Lion in front of him. Damn, your words are so true, Rayleigh. Seeing Golden Lion appearing, Jabba couldn't help but complained. Rayleigh just finished speaking, don't get into other troubles. The Flying Sky Pirates appeared directly in their sight. Why did the Flying Sky Pirates appear here? Rayleigh said solemnly. They had already been in the country of Darasta, and they had entrusted Air to sell the Golden Lion. Now, a long time has passed. After all, Air must have communicated with the Golden Lion. Why is Golden Lion still looking for them now? Could it be that there is no settlement? No, with Air's monster-like strength, he should be able to deal with the Golden Lion. Shiki, you must have met Air before, Roger said. Roger believes in Air's character since he has accepted the commission. Then it will definitely be done. But, the Golden Lion still came to the door, which made Roger full of surprises. Chapter 215 The world-famous Battle of Advore Sea begins, seeking full order. Air, I did get a warning from him not to hit your Rox Pirates. Golden Lion stood up in the air, with his arms crossed in front of his chest, his expression was indifferent. The previous Golden Lion originally wanted to use Air's personal connections to find the whereabouts of the Rox Pirates. In the end, I got Air's warning. For Air's warning, the Golden Lion was naturally a little flustered. But, because he's already allied with Kaido, he's not very afraid of Air. He had thought that Air would show up to stop him while he was investigating the Rox Pirates' trail. In this way, he can deal with Air first with Kaido. However, the current situation is, before Air can investigate his trace. He found the Rox Pirates first, so, you still want to go your own way and attack our Rox Pirates, Shiki? Jabba snorted coldly. Gia ha ha ha. Don't be so rude, Shiki, are here today to recruit you Roger Pirates. Be my right hand, Roger. If we join forces, the whole world will be ours. Golden Lion stretched out his big hand and said. I refuse, Shiki, Roger responded without hesitation. Hearing Roger's answer, Buggy on the boat instantly panicked to the extreme. Because in front of him, there are dozens of pirate battleships. There must be at least thousands of people under the Golden Lion. Buggy was so frightened that he hugged his head and cried, Captain Roger, life is the most important thing, let's start with the Golden Lion first. Although he knew Captain Roger was strong, but there are too many people on the other side. Once it starts fighting with his strength, it is very likely that he will die here. You know, the purpose of his becoming a pirate is to get treasure, not to die here. Hearing Buggy's words, Shanks on the side said with one hand on his hips. You have become unstoppable no matter how you cut it, what does it matter? Buggy has been eating paramisha chopped fruit some time ago. You can split your body apart, making it extremely difficult to attack. Idiot, there are many weaknesses, Buggy cursed. Advertisement his own ability, he himself must be very clear. Although it is said that it can be torn apart and even floated into the air. But the feet are unable to fly, plus if the enemy's attack is too fast. He will also be injured because he is too late to use his ability to break apart. The words fell, and Buggy quickly ran to the ship's doctor, worried. By the way, Mr. Crocus, how is the captain's condition? He is not suitable for fighting. As a doctor, go and stop him. Crocus was the doctor on their Roger ship. It is also the top doctor in this era that is famous in the whole world. Roger was diagnosed with a terminal illness some time ago. And because of the existence of Crocus, Roger's terminal illness has not been attacked, and it has been delayed until now. And at present, Roger's terminal illness has not affected his body at all. Right now, he is still in top form. Unfortunately, he's in the best shape right now, and he's very suitable for fighting, so there won't be any problems. Crocus picked up his weapon and smiled. Hearing this, Buggy was instantly desperate. Then he saw Rayleigh on the side, rushed over and shouted, Mr. Rayleigh. But at this moment, Jabba grabbed Buggy's hair and smiled. Give up, you've been on the ship for a while, Buggy. You should know very well that what Roger decides, no one can change. This war is inevitable. Although Jabba doesn't want to fight against the many strong men under the Golden Lion pirates. But now there is no way out, the only option left to them is to fight. How come? Buggy wept bitterly, although, the future Buggy, became the 4 emperors of the New World. But now he, after all, is only a teenager, timid and afraid of death, he just wants to find treasure or something. To trust the Golden Jackson, Roger is running out of time and we shouldn't have any other opinion on what he wants to do, after all he's our captain, Rayleigh reminded. Roger's terminal illness, though delayed by Crocus' superb medical skills. However, a terminal illness is a terminal illness after all, and it cannot be cured. Over time, Roger will still die from a terminal illness. Advertisement 0. Ask for flowers. The Golden Lion standing in the air did not directly start a war because of Roger's refusal. Instead, he continued to speak. How many times have I said it, Roger, although we had a lot of grudges when we were young, but now, let's put it down. As long as there are weapons that you know can destroy the world, plus my force, and the plan I have spent many years building. Neither air nor any existence like the world government can stop us at all. Be my right hand, Roger, the world belongs to us, the Golden Lion shouted, pointing at Roger. Because of the rocks, Air and Charlotte Linlin were sent to woo Roger. This made the Golden Lion have a lot of interest in Roger. Therefore, Roger was secretly approached, but Roger refused at that time. There were several clashes between the two. After the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, the Golden Lion still has ideas for Roger. When the New World seized territory, the Golden Lion also fought against Roger. However, the current Golden Lion chooses to forget the past grievances, and now he just wants to recruit Roger. After all, the Roger Pirates are extremely powerful. Plus, according to his investigation, the Roger Pirates probably knew. Where are the weapons that can destroy the world? I've made it very clear, Shiki, I'm not interested in ruling. If being a pirate isn't about doing what you like, then what's the point of being a pirate? However, Roger is not afraid of this. No matter how much pressure you put on me, I'm still the one that chooses. I refuse your wooing, Shiki. This allows them to face the entire Sky Pirates. You know, he has not many years to live. Now, he just wants to collect the historical texts of the world and know the truth of the world. Since Golden Lion wants to fight, come on, beg. Roger stood on the bow, looked directly at Golden Lion and refused without the slightest hesitation. Although, in the end, Air still failed to sell Shiki. Except for the first time, he has no interest in fighting or ruling. Chapter 216 Roger Regiment vs Flying Regiment, Air appeared, please order. Roger, what you said disappointed me a lot, are you insisting on letting me attack you? Golden Lion couldn't help but sighed. Come on then, Shiki. Roger pulled out the ace, the supreme knife from his waist, without fear, and grinned. You will lose, Roger. 35 Golden Lion shook his head slightly. It fell with the words of the Golden Lion. A voice came from the dark clouds in the sky. Why do you talk so much nonsense with him, Shiki? Since he refuses, then just destroy him directly. With the eyes of everyone, they looked up into the sky. I saw a behemoth rushed out of the dark clouds in the sky. His body was blue and white, and his body was huge, soaring through the clouds. Has sharp claws and a pair of terrifying dragon horns. He is none other than 767. It is Kaido of the Beasts. On Kaido's head, there are still two people, Jin and Quinn. It's still early in the timeline, so Jack hasn't joined the Beasts Pirates yet. Today, the 3 plagues of the Beasts Pirates are only 2 of them. Guy. Kaido. Seeing Kaido appear, Buggy slumped to the ground in fright. Only one flying pirate group led by Golden Lion can give them a great threat. Why now, even another big pirate of the New World, Kaido of the Beasts, has appeared. No matter how strong their Roger pirates are, it is difficult to deal with the 2 big pirates at the same time. And the thousands of pirates under the Golden Lion, plus the 2 dangerous characters Jin and Quinn. Have you teamed up with this guy Kaido? Shiki. Looking at Kaido's appearance, Rao was a calm Roger, and he couldn't help frowning with a dignified expression. If it was just to deal with the Flying Sky Pirates, he would definitely not be afraid. But if you add a Kaido, and Quinn, Jin, then the odds of winning this battle are full of suspense. Advertisement, now, the strongest pirate in the entire New World is Air. And Air has something to do with Edward and you. Under this situation, if I don't find some allies, we will be destroyed in the future, Golden Lion said calmly. Rao is the always proud Golden Lion, and he also admits that the strongest pirate in the entire New World is Air. At the same time, he also knew that if he did not find an alliance, he would definitely not become a world hegemon in the future. Moreover, there is still the possibility of being destroyed. Golden Lion's eyes were full of killing intent. Roger, don't blame us for bullying too much, after all, you declined my invitation. As long as you are destroyed by us, even if that guy Air joins forces with Edward in the future, there will still be a place for us in this sea. Kaido stared at Roger and said solemnly. Captain Roger's many pirates. Seeing Golden Lion and Kaido's murderous eyes, they panicked instantly. R.O. Captain Roger, otherwise we will obey this fellow Shiki and become his ally, and then we will go back on it. Yes, Captain Roger, if we fight with them, we will definitely lose, or we should obey them now. Without Air's help, we would certainly not be their opponents. Life is more important than dignity, Captain Roger. If the only opponents were the flying pirates of the Golden Lion, they would not be afraid. But now with the addition of Kaido, they, like Buggy just now, began to persuade Roger. If only that monster Air could come, even in the face of such 2 big pirates, we will not be defeated. The redhead pressed the straw hat on his head and said helplessly. Air's strength, the redhead has seen it before. That kind of terrifying combat power is not inferior to a character like Roger. If she shows up, even if Golden Lion joins forces with Kaido, so what? Damn it, why isn't this B************** D Air here yet? He clearly owes Captain Roger a favor. Buggy, who was slumped on the deck, cried bitterly. Okay you guys, the battle is inevitable, prepare to fight, we may not lose. Jabba looked back at those people and reminded. Although he said so, his heart was also full of concerns. As Buggy and Redhead said, if Air doesn't come, they will definitely lose. Come on, Shiki, Kaido. Standing on the bow, Roger, holding the supreme sword ace, yelled at the Golden Lion and Kaido. Superior. Kaido gave an order and was about to rush towards Roger. Advertisement at the same time, Golden Lion also pulled out the 2 blades on his waist, ready to fight the Roger pirates. At this moment, a voice came from the sea. Shiki, you really ignored my warning, 55. Hear this familiar voice. Kaido, Golden Lion, Roger, Jabba, Rayleigh, Redhead, and Buggy were all taken aback. Everyone looked towards the direction of the sea not far away. I saw a small boat, sailing on the undulating sea, although it was only a small boat. But under the boat, none of the Sea Kings dared to linger and approach. As the boat continued to approach, everyone also saw the appearance of the visitor. Exactly Air. Air? Golden Lion's pupils contracted violently and exclaimed. He didn't expect that when he was about to attack the Roger pirates, Air appeared. Damn, how could this guy appear here at such a time? Kaido said gloomily. If Air showed up before they found the Roger pirates. This kind of situation is what they want to see, because the 2 of them can destroy Air together. But now, they have found the Roger pirates. At this time, Air appeared. It is equivalent to saying that if you start playing now, 4.3. We won this battle because air finally showed up. Come on, here comes air. They have to face both the Roger Pirates and the unfathomable monster air. The people of the Roger Pirates were immediately excited, comparing Kaido and Golden Lion's concerns. Many crew members excitedly talking. He's definitely not inferior to Captain Roger, and with him, even against Kaido of the Beasts and Shiki, we won't lose at all. It's finally here, air. Rayleigh said with a smile on his face, slightly excited. Although I don't know if the news of Air's beheading of the 3-5 elders was true when he was in the country of Derasta, only one thing is certain, this guy has stepped into the Holy Land Marijoy. Chapter 217 Air. Seastone. Naive fool compared to the excitement of the Roger Pirates, the group of pirates under the Golden Lion immediately panicked. Shit. Damn, why did Air show up at such a critical moment? 35. I thought that by joining forces with Admiral Shiki and Beast's pirates, we could easily destroy the Roger Pirates, but the appearance of the monster Air made our plan difficult. Damn it, what should I do now? I have long heard that Air is a man named the strongest pirate by the world government. Facing such a strong man, and the Roger Pirates, do we have a good chance of winning? Many crew members peeped at each other, with cold sweat on their foreheads, and looked at Air in horror. Although this group of people had never seen Air's battle at all. There are many more people, this is the first time they have seen Air with their own eyes. But Air's name in New World is too loud. What's the panic? No matter how strong Air is, this time he's just coming alone. In terms of numbers, we have an absolute advantage. 03. This guy Air, although the bounty is the highest in our New World, but you must have seen the strength of Admiral Shiki. I don't think Admiral Shiki's strength is inferior to him. Although there are countless pirates, they are terrified of Air's arrival. However, there are also some pirates who are not afraid of Air. After all, they had only heard about Air's strength, but had never seen it with their own eyes. As for the strength of the Golden Lion, they chose to follow it because they had seen it with their own eyes. Compared to Air, they still see the strength of Golden Lion more. Oro, aboard the Golden Jackson. Seeing Air's appearance, Roger's nervous mood calmed down and couldn't help joking. Ha ha ha. Air, you came in time. If it's a little longer at night, our Roger Pirates will be destroyed here. I promise you will settle the Golden Lion, and naturally I will fulfill my promise. Air stood at the bow of the boat and glanced at Roger calmly. I knew you were a man who kept his promises. Roger smiled slightly. Roger couldn't help but sigh at this time, saving Air's life in the Valley of the Gods. Sure enough, it was one of the most correct things he did in his life choices. After all, if it wasn't for saving Air, Air would definitely not be here. The polite words will spare Roger. After you deal with the Golden Lion this time, the favor I owe you will be repaid. Advertisement. It's up to you this time, Air. Air glanced at Roger, then put his eyes on Golden Lion and said coldly. Shiki, I should have warned you, don't attack the Roger Pirates. You be *********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** If the Golden Lion listened to him, he would not attack the Roger Pirates. He hadn't come all the way here, and his debt to Roger was over. But the Golden Lion, he had to pick things up, which gave him some headaches. Hearing Air's words, Golden Lion couldn't help frowning. There are two paths in front of him now, or he will admit it now and escape from this place with Kaido. Either go to war, join forces with Kaido, and take down the entire Roger Pirates, as well as the monster Air. Among these two options, Golden Lion was silent for a long time. Shiki, why are you so afraid of him? Don't forget, we have prepared a lot of special weapons in this operation just in case. Seeing that the Golden Lion remained silent for a long time, Kaido shouted from the sky. Even if Air comes, we will definitely not lose this battle. Quinn, who is standing on Kaido's head, agrees. Shiki, you're still a big pirate, did Air's appearance scare you? Jin said coldly, clasping his arms in front of his chest. Hearing the words of Kaido and the others, Golden Lion was slightly startled. The next moment, he suddenly remembered something, and he was immediately full of confidence in the victory of this battle. Then he laughed. Jia ha ha ha. If you don't say it, I forgot. Kaido, we are well prepared this time. The special weapons they prepared for this operation were bullets made of sea stone. Long ago, Quinn was able to make weapons made of sea stone. And some time ago, they successfully created sea stone bullets, which are specially used to restrain those with ability. Although they don't know exactly what type of devil fruit Air eats. It's even less clear what Air's ability to eat devil fruit is. But they are very clear that Air is definitely a serious demon fruit power. After all, in this pirate world, unless you eat devil fruit. Advertisement otherwise, it is impossible to release some special abilities. For this battle, they not only prepared special sea stone bullets. At the same time, the area where they are now is the sea. Either use a sea stone bullet and hit Air. Either let Air sink into the sea, either way. air can completely lose its combat effectiveness. Golden Lion fixed his gaze on air and said calmly, "Air, you are strong, but the winner of this battle will be us." 35. The Golden Lion has decided to fight the Roger Pirates and air. If 767 wins, the future world hegemon will be him. As for failure, Golden Lion never imagined this possibility. "Really, I'm curious, what confidence do you have to win this war?" Air said calmly. Air has many abilities, and they are all extremely destructive forces. Not to mention the power of 10 tails, but only rely on other abilities. Air didn't take Golden Lion and others too seriously either. "Don't underestimate lousy, Air," Golden Lion snorted coldly. Since the end of the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, the Golden Lion has recruited the powerhouses of the New World, while practicing swordsmanship and developing the ability of Devil Fruit. In terms of strength, he now belongs to the top ranks in the entire New World. "Stop talking nonsense, Shiki, and let the war begin," Kaido yelled. Kaido is a reckless man, and his favorite thing is to start a war. Now, in this sea area, there are 4 big pirates. Whoever the final winner of this battle is, will subvert and change the world. Of course, Kaido dared to start the war so urgently. Naturally he had great confidence in his own strength. At the same time, because of the Seastone weapon, he believed that they would win this battle. Chapter 218 The Old Friend Sees the Old Friend. 2 tears are weeping, please complete order. Golden Lion stopped talking nonsense, stood on the bow, and gave an order. Fire. As his voice fell, dozens of warships on the sea fired artillery shells in unison, headed towards air and the Roger Pirates. The dense cannonballs are as dense as raindrops, carrying a huge momentum and wanting to destroy a few people. These attacks are useless, Shiki. Air calmly looked at the high-altitude cannonballs and said calmly. For a powerhouse of their level, the shells do almost any damage. Choke. Air abruptly pulled out the supremely fast sword from his waist. Holding a blade, he was like a god of war, exuding a terrifying aura. Shoo. Air held the knife and swung it forward sharply, the blade rubbing against the space to make a violent explosion sound. A terrifying sword energy was forced out of the blade in an instant, carrying a cannonball that was overwhelming, destroying everything, and attacked the sky. Boom. Year's countless artillery shells, before they landed, were directly cut off by his sword energy and exploded in the air. Shish. Air swung the knife continuously, and a black light flashed continuously from the blade. A ferocious and terrifying purple-black sword energy roared in terror like a tiger, cutting off a large number of artillery shells high in the sky and detonating them. Air glanced at Roger and asked, "Roger, Kaido and Shiki's pirates are handed over to you. I'll deal with Shiki." 35. Ha ha ha. No problem, Air. Roger laughed. The people of the Roger Pirates also quickly dealt with the shells fired from high altitude. Then with the help of hooklocks and other tools, from Roger's boat, transfer to the pirate battleship under the Golden Lion, and start a desperate fight with the pirates. And Roger also set his sights on Kaido high in the sky, and rose up into the air to fight with him. Roger has studied Marine 6 styles moonwalk, as well as shaving, so he can walk in the air. The battle destined to be world famous has begun. And Air got Roger's reply. It directly controls the Ryotsu in the body. Then, an invisible spiritual road was paved in the sky, standing in midair to confront the Golden Lion. Advertisement Ryotsu, it is the ability from the Shinigami world. While Air got the power of Hado, he also mastered the power to control Ryotsu. Air, let me see what kind of strength you have now. Golden Lion clenched the 2 large sharp knives Sakuraju and Kiku, his eyes staring at Air. Once with the rocks, Golden Lion admitted that he was always weaker than Air. But as the Battle of the Valley of the Gods came to an end, the Golden Lion seemed to be enlightened. The strength has skyrocketed, and the Master of Devil Fruit has also reached an unprecedented level. Now, he really isn't very afraid of Air. After all, this battlefield is the sea, it belongs to his home ground. Shiki, the outcome of defeat is death. Air held Zan Shen and stared at Golden Lion indifferently. Jia ha ha ha. Death? Although I am very scared of this ending, but I don't think I will die here. Golden Lion laughed when he heard the words. It seems that there is nothing to talk about between us. Come on, Air. Golden Lion held 2 large sharp knives and charged towards Air quickly. And because Air has paved a layer of spiritual road in the sky, he can also walk freely into the air. He is above the blade, wrapped in a layer of armament haki, and Conqueror's haki charged directly towards the Golden Lion. The figures of the two approached very fast, at the moment when they were about to approach completely. The two swung their knives at the same time. Boom. The blades of the two did not collide, but they produced an earth-shattering momentum. This is exactly Conqueror's Twine, Golden Lion, shortly after the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. It is the most terrifying power of the master who has mastered a very small number of people in the world. Conqueror's rap. But the golden lion, though the master conquerors twine. However, his conquerors is 1 point weaker than Air's. After all, Air had promoted his conquerors to the top level back in the Valley of the Gods campaign. And Golden Lion, although he has practiced for many years, his conquerors is still a bit far from the top. I saw that the power of terror was centered on the two of them and quickly spread out in all directions. The momentum of the two was astonishing, as if two giant beasts were roaring at each other. Advertisement: Golden Lion's swordsmanship is not weak, only a few points weaker than Air. After all, the Golden Lions have been training hard all these years. On the other hand, Air slackened his training, but it was because of his extremely strong swordsmanship talent. Even with lax training, Golden Lion's swordsmanship is not superior to him. The blades of the two collided for half a minute. Then the figures of the two quickly pulled away. In an instant, the figures of the two collided again. Bang! 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 The blades of the two of them continued to strike from the air, and there were bursts of shocking momentum. Speaking of which, this is the second time Air has faced the Golden Lion. Back then, when he first joined the Rox group, Rox tried to test his strength. Put him in a match against the Golden Lion. But Air at that time, the time to go to sea was too short. The strength has not been tempered. At that time he was far from the opponent of the Golden Lion. Now, his strength has long reached the point where he can shake the world. After the two fought in close combat for a long time, the Golden Lion suddenly retreated several dozen meters away. Slash wave. Golden Lion swung two blades and slashed into the space in front of him, and the terrifying sword energy was forced out in an instant. Like a wandering dragon, carrying the terrifying power of Wu Wu, Jiao Wang Jiao, he charged towards Air swiftly. Slaying God. Air held Zanami tightly in his hand, and then poured his own haki from the blade. It can be seen that the Zanshin in his hand is now surrounded by purple-black mist. Boom. Golden Lion had no choice but to swing a knife again, successfully dispelling Air's sword chi. Swish. 35. However, Air's sword chi was obviously stronger than Golden Lion's sword chi. The blade ripped apart the space, and a purple-black sword chi, like a black dragon, charged towards the two sword chi from the Golden Lion. I saw that after Air's sword chi destroyed Golden Lion's sword chi, he rushed straight towards him. Air slashed forward sharply. The sword chi collided and immediately set off ripples visible to the naked eye, shaking in all directions. The aura that seemed to come from hell was displayed from Air. Chapter 219: Golden Lion's ultimate move, Lion Majesty. What an amazing swordsmanship, Air. At this time, Golden Lion couldn't help sighing. He believes that he is a swordsman wizard, the most powerful swordsman above everyone. But this confrontation with Air made him realize his own shortcomings. He can clearly feel that Air's swordsmanship is stronger than his. If you only have this strength, you won't be able to hold Shiki for long in my hands. You know, now he is only competing with the Golden Lion for haki and swordsmanship. And his strongest strength is not haki and swordsmanship. It is the ability he has acquired from the world. With haki and swordsmanship alone, Golden Lion is a bit weaker than him. If he unleashes other abilities, how long can the Golden Lion last for him? I said, don't underestimate me, Air. The battle between us has just begun. Golden Lion snorted coldly. Lion, Wanch Valley. The veins in Golden Lion's arms suddenly appeared, and he only held the blade in his hand. In the next second, his hands kept slashing forward, and his hands turned into afterimages. I saw countless sword chi appear in front of Golden Lion. The next moment, the countless golden slashes attacked Air like raindrops. The dense sword chi, almost 767, blocked all the escape routes of Air. The countless sword chi attacked, each with the power of slash wave, extremely terrifying. The Lion Wanch Valley is also one of the strongest abilities of the Golden Lion Master so far. Hado 63, Fiery Lightning Howl. Air stretched out his palm and saw a light yellow electric ball condensed in his palm. The electric ball is constantly condensing and expanding, exuding a chilling aura. The power of Hado in the Shinigami world, the higher the number, the more terrifying the power. Against an foe like the Golden Lion, Air won't take it lightly enough to use ordinary Hado powers. I saw the electric balls in his hands kept gathering. Even the flashing lightning at high altitude was absorbed by this pale yellow electric ball. Zizzizi. With the sound of electric current, the power of thunder and lightning in Air's palm fully converged successfully. Advertisement: the lightning in his hand, like a laser, carries the power to destroy the world. He rushed towards the dense golden sword energy in front of him. Boom. Lightning like a laser, instantly collided with the golden sword energy. Gao, added. Kong suddenly flashed a dazzling white light. Then came a huge roar that resounded through the sky. All the sword energy was instantly wiped out by Air. Golden Lion's sword skills are indeed very strong. The power of the Lion Wanch Valley has also reached a shocking level. However, this kind of move is still not enough in front of Air's ability. Feeling the terrifying momentum from the sky, many pirates who were fighting on the ship looked towards the sky one after another. Air's strength is not inferior to Admiral Shiki. Now in the entire New World, only Air has the highest bounty. Can such a terrifying man, Admiral Shiki, be an opponent? 99. The bounty only represents his disaster ability. Although his bounty is higher than that of Admiral Shiki, it does not mean that his strength is higher than Admiral Shiki. That's right, Admiral Shiki is going to dominate the world in the future. How could he be defeated by Air? The many pirates on the boat looked at the two figures in the sky and talked a lot. They chose to follow the Golden Lion. It is because they feel that the Golden Lion can become the overlord of this sea. So, even if the opponent is Air, they are full of confidence in Golden Lion. High in the air, Golden Lion stared at Air in surprise. You be *******************, D, have you mastered a new ability again? He knew very well that the ability Air used just now was something he had never seen before the Rox Corps disbanded. That is to say, this ability was mastered by Air after the Battle of the Valley of the Gods ended. Golden Lion's scalp was numb at this time, because he couldn't understand why Air could develop so many terrifying abilities. The battle between us has only just begun, but I don't think you can last long in my hands. Do you want to admit defeat, Shiki? If you admit defeat now, I won't kill you. Air stood up in the air, taking his time. At the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, when John, Silver Axe, and Ochaku wanted to make a sneak attack. Advertisement, it was Golden Lion and others who shot and helped him stop the attack. So, for that, Air is slightly grateful. If Golden Lion just gave up and conceded defeat and left, he'd rather let the Golden Lion go. However, if he insisted on continuing to fight, then Air will not continue to show mercy. The fiery lightning howl released just now is just Hado 63. On top of this move, there are even Hado 99 moves. If I admit defeat, don't I want to admit that I, Shiki, are not your opponent? Golden Lion's expression darkened and he said coldly. His dream is to dominate the world. Finally, in the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, the Rox were killed. His path to world domination is now well underway. If he admits defeat now, it means that he will be shrouded in the shadow of Air for the rest of his life. His dream will never come true. Don't think too highly of yourself, Shiki, you really are not my opponent. Jia ha ha ha. I admit that you are very strong, Air, and very talented, even I think you will become a terrifying existence like Captain Rox in the future, but I will not lose this battle. Because, lousy as the future world leader, Golden Lion believes that he is not weaker than others in his life. He is proud of himself, and he hardly cares about anyone in this sea. But only Air exists, and he does admit that he is weaker. But, so what, it's just a gap between hard power. He didn't think that he would lose this crucial battle to Air. The battle between them has only just begun. Lion Majesty, Skyquake. Golden Lion let out a soft ZHA, and saw his fingers sway slightly. Boom. In the next second, a strange sound suddenly came from high in the sky, shaking the world. Countless abandoned buildings, as well as gravel and sand, appeared in everyone's sight. The endless ruins almost completely covered the sky, so densely packed that it was impossible to see the edge. This is enough to prove how terrifying the amount of gravel and sand in the high-altitude ruins. Chapter 220 Hado of 88, Flying Thunder Cannon. The ability of Golden Lion is Lion Fruit. Can freely control the weight of his body, and at the same time the objects he has touched can also be freely manipulated. During these years, Golden Lion not only recruited crew members, practiced swordsmanship, and developed Devil Fruit. At the same time, I still collect ruins, buildings, gravel and so on all over the world. Objects manipulated by him only need to consume physical strength once, and they can be directly stored in midair. And the follow-up manipulation will not cost stamina. Because of this ability, only the Golden Lion in the original book will build his own island in the sky. Looking at the number of ruins that covered the sky and the sun in the sky, there were many powerhouses who were fighting, and they became uneasy for a moment. Jabba pushed his glasses with a solemn expression. Damn, Shiki, is this B******************* D planning to throw us all to hell? It's a little troublesome, all the ruins of that number are smashed down, and we will all suffer. Rayleigh frowned slightly and said solemnly. Such a number of ruins, it is difficult for anyone to completely dispose of it at the first time. If the ruins are completely smashed down, not only the Roger Pirates ship will sink to the sea. The entire sea area will be covered with ruins. The same pirate ship under the Golden Lion will also be sunk by this move. It can be said that in order to defeat Air, the Golden Lion has completely disregarded the life and death of the pirates in the sea. Buggy, who was fighting, ran to Rayleigh in fear, with tears on his face and worried. Ray. Mr. Rayleigh, what should we do? Let's run away quickly, or we will all die if something falls from the sky. I said, Buggy, even if that thing falls, it won't cause you any harm. The red-haired man on the side glanced at him and said, Idiot, if the ship is sunk, I'm dead, Buggy yelled. The high-altitude ruins did not pose any threat to him, but he was capable. Once the ship is sunk and falls into the sea, he will die. Right now, I can only pin my hopes on Air, that he can dispose of those ruins in the sky. Rayleigh glanced at the sky, and then continued to fight with the pirates that rushed over. Although he also wanted to help Air, there were too many pirates under the Golden Lion. He couldn't pull away at all. Advertisement, great, Admiral Shiki is going to make a big move. Admiral Shiki has collected countless ruins over the years and hid them in the sky. If such a large number of ruins fell down at the same time, Air would definitely not be able to stop them. Compared to the development of Devil Fruit's ability, I still think that Admiral Shiki is better. After all, no one would have thought that Admiral Shiki would collect so many ruins, hide in the sky, and control the landing at a critical moment. The many pirates on the battleship immediately became excited when they saw Golden Lion use such moves. It never occurred to them that once this thing fell, they would also suffer. They only thought of this blow, and they can definitely hit Air. Air, can you take this blow? Golden Lion grinned. With the constant shaking of Golden Lion's fingers, the ruins above the sky completely appeared in everyone's sight. The endless ruins of sand, fused together, smashed towards Air. Is this your strongest move, Shiki? Air calmly looked at the ruins that descended from the sky. It's not the strongest move, but you're going to let me see it, Air, Golden Lion said fiercely. Hado number 88, the flying dragon strikes the thief and the thunder cannon, 99. Air snorted softly. I saw a terrifying blue thunder and lightning condensed in his palm. Thunder and lightning continued to flicker from his palm, and the surrounding space was distorted by this terrifying power of lightning. The 88th of Hado is almost a top-level move in the power of Hado. Against the Golden Lion, Air is not too reserved. The blue thunderbolt in Air's palm shone continuously, almost shining in the entire sky. The surrounding natural force, as well as the energy, are all sucked into this move. The thunder and lightning in his palm continued to condense, gather, and become more and more terrifying. It exudes a thunder that can destroy the world, before the endless ruins fell on Air. The blue thunder cannon gathered in Air's palm was completely condensed. 0. For flowers. I saw a spreading laser, thunder and lightning like a shockwave, rushing towards the high-altitude ruins. Boom boom. Advertisement a loud, earth-shattering sound of violent vibration came from high in the sky. The dark clouds in the sky were directly twisted by the shock, rolled, and surged. I saw the thunder cannon released by Air, directly smashing the densely packed ruins, and the endlessly fragmented sand and gravel fell from the sky. No matter how many ruins there are, they are completely vulnerable in the face of Hado's 88th power. Hado's power of 88 thunder cannons destroyed endless ruins, and his power continued unabated. He rushed towards the Golden Lion with extreme speed. How is this possible? Golden Lion's pupils contracted violently, making it hard to believe the scene in front of him. The endless ruins, at least he has been searching New World for several years. With so many ruins condensed, the power of the landing is even more terrifying than meteorites. But it was such a move that Air's ability was so easily disintegrated. Also, the abilities Air unleashed are now coming back towards him. The blue lightning flashed with dazzling brilliance, almost filling Golden Lion's entire line of sight. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. In the face of such a move attack, he did not dare to be careless. A terrifying layer of armament hockey covers his entire body. Then he held two knives and slashed continuously, trying to destroy the blue lightning that filled his eyes. Shish. The Golden Lion's blade, constantly rubbing the space, made bursts of popping sounds. Countless golden sword chi flew out and hit the terrifying blue thunder cannon. But, the moment his sword energy touched the blue thunder cannon, it disappeared directly. Like a moth to a fire, it doesn't have any effect. Damn. The Golden Lion was frightened and wanted to escape with the help of Lion Fruit's abilities. But the blue thunder cannons had already flooded in front of him at this time. Boom. There was a loud noise in the air was distorted by the shock, and endless ripples oscillated in all directions. A dazzling white light filled almost everyone's sight. Chapter 221 Roger vs Kaido, Jin. A dazzling white light flashed high in the sky. And the rubble that the ruins were blasted into continuously fell to the sea and the ship. A man fighting on a pirate battleship. At this moment, they all looked in the direction of the top of their heads. How? How is it possible? Admiral Shiki's move was disintegrated by Air's move. Admiral Shiki, the ruins he collected for several years in New World were destroyed by Air. Is the strength of this monster higher than Admiral Shiki? Numerous crew members watched in disbelief at the rubble that kept falling in the sky. The ruins that were thousands of meters long were only cracked by air's blow. This scene made them unable to calm down for a long time. And you see, Admiral Shiki was actually injured. 767. Suddenly a pirate shouted, and after his reminder, many pirates looked in the direction of the Golden Lion. I saw the Golden Lion at this time, with tattered clothes and blood all over his body, looking abnormally embarrassed. Just kidding. Air just released a move that not only disrupted Admiral Shiki's offensive, but even traumatized Admiral Shiki, 39. Although, I don't want to admit it, but why'd I always feel that the strength of this monster Air is higher than that of Admiral Shiki? Damn, is this the strongest pirate in the New World? Stare at the traumatized body of the Golden Lion, and the invincible aura of Air towering into the air. At this time, everyone's heart was involuntarily born, and Air could not overcome this idea. Roger, who was also fighting Kaido from midair, laughed while looking at Air's figure. Ha ha ha. Your abilities are really amazing, Air. To be honest, he was also slightly surprised by the ability that Air had just released. Such a terrifying move directly destroyed the ruins thousands of meters long, and even more traumatized the Golden Lion. Such actions, even he thinks he can't do it. The current Roger unconsciously recalled what Air had said in the Darasta country. He stepped into the Holy Land Marijoy, beheaded 3-5 elders, and encountered I.M. Originally, Roger was dubious about such deeds. Advertisement. But, after seeing Air unleashing such a terrifying move, he is more convinced of what Air said before. Kaido yelled at the Golden Lion. Shiki, if you lose to Air, your plan to dominate the world will come to an end. The reason why Kaido is allied with Golden Lion is to check and balance Air and others. In time, an unprecedented grand war will start, and all the people of the whole world will be drawn into the battlefield. But now, he is very clear that the current situation in the sea is not his final say at all. But Air has the final say. After all, Air is not only the strongest pirate in New World, but also has some relationship with Whitebeard and Roger. With these three parties, Kaido alone cannot shake the whole world. Only by joining forces with the Golden Lion can he plan to complete the plan to start a world-class war. So, now he doesn't want Golden Lion to die at Air's hands. Rather than worry about the battlefield on the other side, think about how to deal with me first, Kaido. Roger slashed towards Kaido with Ace, the supremely sharp knife. You think I'm afraid of you, Roger, 35. Kaido yelled and charged towards Roger. At the same time, Jin on Kaido's head also directly transformed into a toothless pterosaur and flew into the air, rushing towards Roger. As for Quinn, at the beginning of the war, he directly assisted the pirates under the Golden Lion to deal with the Roger regiment. After all, he couldn't fly and he couldn't fight in the air. Roger faces Kaido alone, and Jin joins forces. There was no hint of fear on his face, instead he became excited. Come on, Kaido, Jin. Crack the sky. Roger uses moonwalk to constantly walk in midair. Then, clenching the blade with both hands, wrapped in Arma and Conqueror's Haki, he slashed towards Kaido and Jin. An extremely terrifying sword energy flew out in an instant, and the space seemed to be torn apart by this sword. God Avoidance is just a common move of Roger's master. In the original book, Roger and Odin used evasion as soon as they met. Advertisement. This also just shows that Shen Avoidance is just an ordinary move, after all, someone who just met with a big move directly. Compared with the common move of God Avoidance, it is zero. Splitting the sky is a blow that poured into his own strength and the swordsmanship of his whole body. As the name suggests, the power of one blow can easily crack the sky. Heat breath. Kaido opened his huge mouth, and the next second, a mass of terrifying energy gathered in his mouth, and the surrounding temperature was extremely high. In the next second, the energy in his mouth was completely converged, and he directly spit out a shockwave of flames. The scorching high temperature, like the sun, surging, carrying the power of endless destruction, attacked Roger. Fire Dragon King. 35. At the same time, Jin wrapped the flames from his own burning around the samurai sword. Then wrap a layer of armament Haki. His blade exudes a hot temperature like magma, and the blade shows endless murderous aura. Shish. Jin's arms burst with blue veins, and he swung at Roger with all his strength. The sword chi was vertical and horizontal, carrying the overwhelming momentum, constantly flying from the air, and then transformed into a fire dragon with a huge mouth, which swiftly attacked Roger. Boom. The sky-splitting shot by Roger collided with the heat breath shot by Kaido and the fire dragon emperor shot by Jin. There was a deafening sound from the sky, and the sea level below was shaken by this blow, violently surging. Even because of the irregular tumbling of the 4.3 seawater, a bottomless big Uzumaki emerged. The other side, he didn't even think that Air's moves would have such terrifying power. Air with the Golden Lion. Really? I don't think so, we haven't decided yet? However, thanks to Jin's assistance, Kaido's battle with Roger was not too far behind. Kaido's strength is not weak, but compared to Roger, it is still a little worse. You be asterisk 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 D. You are so desperate, Air. Golden Lion vomited blood and looked at Air with a grim expression. As I said, you are not my opponent Shiki, Air said calmly. In one blow, it destroyed the ruins that he had accumulated, thousands of meters away, and even wounded him. Chapter 222 The Strength That Shocked the Audience, Please Order. Air is strong, really strong, this, Golden Lion did not deny. But that's not enough to make him admit defeat. Because the battle has only just begun. Lion Majesty, Gosho Kaiju. Golden Lion adjusted his state, gave a light ZHA, and then shook his fingers slightly. I saw the sea water under his feet violently surging and rolling, and then the seawater surged into the air, condensed into lion heads, and lingered beside him. The ability of the Golden Lion to manipulate any non-object life. Whether it is seawater, even snowflakes falling from the sky, and raindrops, all can be manipulated. If it were on land, I would definitely not be able to defeat you, but the battlefield we are currently in is the sea and the sky, so, before I fall, the outcome is not what you said. Calculate. You're an ability person, right? Air, how do you resist such a move? Golden Lion grinned and said grimly. He was convinced that Air was demon fruit power. So as long as he can manipulate the lion's head formed by the convergence of seawater, Air is completely wrapped. Then the winner of this battle must be him. I'm not a capable person, Shiki. Your move is ineffective against me, Air said calmly. Although he can use various abilities, it does not mean that he is an ability person. Because he hadn't eaten any devil fruit at all. It's just that he has been using the abilities of the heavens and the world to fight. Stop joking, Air, I'm not an idiot, Golden Lion snorted coldly. It can release so many extremely destructive abilities, what is this not capable person? Air didn't explain much about Golden Lion's words, after all, it didn't make sense at all. Now, he just wants to sell the Golden Lion quickly, and after paying Roger's favor, he can leave the stage. Air held the blade, covered with armor and Conqueror's Haki, and charged quickly towards the Golden Lion. Come on, Air. The Golden Lion let out a loud roar, then manipulated the lion's head formed by the seawater, and rushed towards Air. Roar. A large number of lion heads let out a roar like a beast and rushed towards Air. Wood style, wood dragon technique, advertisement. Air's footsteps continued to tread in the air, with a light ZHA. The next second, a huge wooden dragon appeared in front of him. This wooden dragon has sharp teeth, as well as claws. Roar. The wooden dragon roared, and the sound shook the world. The next second, the wooden dragon went straight and charged towards the lion heads that were made of seawater. Boom. In front of the wooden dragon released by Air, those lion heads were completely vulnerable and destroyed. And at this moment, Air also quickly rushed to the front of Golden Lion. God cut. He held a knife in one hand. A large amount of Haki's power was poured into the blade, and then it slashed towards the Golden Lion. Air. 95 Golden Lion roared loudly, and then held a double sword, and Air again launched a sword battle. His swordsmanship and Haki are not as good as Air's, and he was wounded by a lightning cannon just now. Amid Air's continuous slashing, the Golden Lion retreated steadily, making it difficult to resist. Shoo. Air quickly found a flaw in the Golden Lion and slashed across it. Because his sword speed is too fast, Golden Lion has no time to resist with the sword. He quickly wrapped a layer of armament Haki around his body at a critical moment. ZZ. Golden Lion sprayed blood from his abdomen, and then flew backwards for 100 meters. Air's sword, but at the same time contains his swordsmanship, as well as the power of armed color and conquerors. Even with the armament Haki wrapped around the belly of the Golden Lion for defense. But this knife still broke through Golden Lion's defense and dealt a heavy blow to him. The intense pain made Golden Lion's complexion distorted. Admiral Shiki. What kind of monster is this guy Air? Even if his abilities are scary enough, he even surpasses Admiral Shiki in swordsmanship. Damn, it didn't take long for Admiral Shiki to be hit by Air. If it goes on like this, he will be defeated. Advertisement, Admiral Shiki's strength is so different from Air? The many crew members who were fighting looked at the high-altitude scene, terrified. The battle only lasted for a moment, and the Golden Lion was directly hit by Air. On the other hand, Air didn't have the slightest injury all over his body. The two are not at the same level at all, although, they know that Air's bounty is extremely high. But the Golden Lion is not weak either. Both of them are the great pirates of the New World. Even if there is a gap in strength, but, the gap is so big, they still never imagined it. Rayleigh glanced at Air in the sky with some surprise, and said solemnly, the strength of this guy Air, it is estimated, has already surpassed Roger. Although Roger said that he will become One Piece in the future, His strength is actually not much stronger than that of Golden Lion. Air can hit Golden Lion so easily, so naturally he can hit Roger too. Jabba on the side suddenly thought of something, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. I now believe what Air said at the beginning. This guy is really likely to kill 3-5 old 767 stars in the holy place of Morijoy. At first, in Drosta, Air has said that he beheaded 3-5 elders in the place of the holy land of Morijoy. Jabba naturally doesn't believe in this kind of thing. After all, they knew from the historical text how terrifying the power of the 5 elders was. But now, it's Air's battle with the Golden Lion in person. This makes Jabba start to believe what Air has to say. High in the sky, Golden Lion covered the wound in his abdomen with a hideous expression, and the blood couldn't stop flowing. It's over, Shiki. The combat power was greatly weakened, and the current Golden Lion could not last too long in his hands. Air approached the Golden Lion road step by step with the blade in hand. He is also secretly trying to manipulate the seawater, converging into a lion's head. Although the battle between the two has only just started, the current Golden Lion has been traumatized by him twice in a row. Now, he found an opportunity, and the sea successfully completely engulfed Air. The moment his words fell, he saw a lion head made of seawater, directly swallowing Air. But, in the confrontation with Air's swordsmanship, the lion head released by the Golden Lion just now was completely destroyed by Air's wooden dragon. With the grim face of Golden Lion, the corners of his mouth rose slightly, and he suddenly said, "It's really about to end." Chapter 223 Hado of 90 Black Coffin. Jia ha ha ha. Air, you are indeed very strong, but as a person of ability, once you are contaminated with seawater, no matter how strong your strength is, it is impossible to break free. Golden Lion couldn't help laughing when he saw that the sea completely engulfed Air. Not long after the battle, Golden Lion knew very well that he was no match for Air. To defeat a monster like Air, you must find his weakness. In his opinion, Air's only weakness is the fear of seawater. But it didn't take long for the Golden Lion to be happy. A voice entered his ear. "These moves are useless, Shiki." The words fall. I saw Air calmly pulled out the blade and cut off a lion's head made of seawater, and walked out of it. He had already reminded the Golden Lion before the battle started. He wasn't demon fruit power, but Golden Lion didn't believe it either. He thought that a tool like seawater could defeat him. Golden Lion saw Air walk out of the sea with an unaffected face. The pupils contracted violently, with a look of disbelief. How? How is it possible? The Golden Lion has lived for such a long time, and he has never seen one who is capable who is not afraid of the sea. Even some special devil fruits can offset seawater. But it was completely enveloped by seawater. It is impossible for anyone to break free without the help of external force. This is the basic common sense of this world, but today, the common sense that the Golden Lion has learned has been broken. Because he saw it with his own eyes, Air walked out of it without fear of the sea. Golden Lion asked with an unusually solemn expression, "What the hell is your devil fruit, Air?" Not long after Air got on board, the Golden Lion was very interested in Air's devil fruit ability. But Air never revealed any information to them. Only now did the Golden Lion understand how terrible Air's devil fruit was. Not only does it have extremely terrifying destructive power, but more importantly, it has no weaknesses. I don't need to explain this to you, Shiki. UB ******** D. 35. Cold sweat broke out on Golden Lion's forehead, and he retreated inwardly. Because he is not as good as Air in terms of swordsmanship, hockey, and ability. Advertisement now, he has also discovered that seawater is ineffective against Air. Facing such a man, Golden Lion knew very well that he had no chance of winning. "Shiki, I'm here to help you." 35 At the same time, a voice came from behind Air, and Jin quickly approached Air. Kaido naturally saw that the Golden Lion was extremely difficult to play against Air alone. So Jin was sent to assist him. Jin moved extremely fast in the sky, and then directly took out the firearm with the seastone bullet around his waist and aimed at Air. Boom! As he pulled the trigger, bullets flew out, shooting at Air. However, the power of this bullet was simply not enough for Air's body. Not to mention shot into Air's body, not even a bullet scar. "Jin?" Air turned his head slightly and glanced at Jin calmly. Jin's strength is indeed not weak. After all, he will be able to become the first of the 3 disasters in the future, second only to the man under Kaido. However, with such strength, the future is still too unsightly in front of Air. After all, even a man like Golden Lion was no match for him. What's more, it's just Jin, the first of the 3 plagues. Damn. Seeing that the seastone bullet was ineffective, Jin frowned and scolded lowly. Then he pulled out the samurai sword around his waist and created a layer of haki, and wrapped his own flames around the blade. "Shiki, why are you still standing there? Join hands with me to deal with Air." Jin shouted at the Golden Lion. Seeing Jin coming to assist, Golden Lion also regained a bit of information, clenched the blade in his hand, and shouted at Air. Air, let's fight to the last minute. 35 The words fell. Golden Lion and Jin were on the left and right sides of Air, moving at high speed to approach Air. 90 of Hado, Black Coffin. Air snorted softly, and then pointed his finger high in the sky, from his body. A dark black mist swirled around him, and at this moment, he was like the king of hell in hell. There was a chilling aura all over him. 90 of Hado can almost be said to be the top-level move in the power of Hado in the Shinigami world. Possessing lethal power beyond ordinary people's imagination. Dropped with Air's voice. Advertisement I saw an obstacle in the shape of a plank appearing directly in front of Golden Lion, before Golden Lion could react. The wooden board-shaped obstacle completely blocked the Golden Lion. Is it your ability again, Air? The Golden Lion was blocked to the center by the obstacle, which made him feel bad, and the cold sweat broke out on his back. Slash wave. The Golden Lion let out a roar, swung the blade with both hands, and slashed at the coffin like wooden board in front of him. But the plank was extremely hard, no matter how hard the Golden Lion tried. Not to mention destroying the plank, it is impossible to even leave a little knife mark on the plank. But the Golden Lion didn't give up, and continued to swing the knife, slashing at the wooden plank of the coffin in front of him. Although he didn't know what this ability was, but he knew very well that this must be a terrifying move. After Air used Hado's power to control the Golden Lion, he turned and set his eyes on Jin. Let me see if you are qualified to take my blow. The words fell. Air held Zan Shen and slammed into Jin. Jin broke out in cold sweat, but he knew that at such a close distance, he couldn't avoid Air's attack. So he slashed directly at Air. Chong! The blades of the two collided, rubbing out dazzling electric sparks. A terrifying sense of oppression shrouded Jin's body directly. The endless coercion transmitted from Air. Make Jin feel that, Zhao Wang Zhao, himself is like an ant shaking a tree, vulnerable to a single blow. The power is good, but it's still too weak. With Air's arm slightly exerting force, Jin was completely unable to resist, and his body flew backwards. Countless spikes directly broke through the Golden Lion's armament hockey defense and pierced through his body. In the next second, countless spikes appeared directly inside the coffin. After finishing Jin, Air set his sights on Golden Lion not far away. Don't waste your effort, Shiki, you can't break it, Air said indifferently. Seeing that the Golden Lion is still doing its best to destroy the coffins that are constantly gathering, they want to escape. Boom. The confrontation between Air and Jin was over in just 1 second. As Air's voice fell, the planks were completely gathered together, forming a complete black coffin. His heavy impact hit the sea, setting off hundreds of Zhang-hai waves and rolling, not knowing whether to live or die. Chapter 224 The Golden Lion is defeated, please order. Along with the black coffin standing high in the sky, it slowly dissipated. I saw that Golden Lion was covered in blood, his eyes were white, and he lost consciousness. The Golden Lion's ability, although available to itself, allows itself to float in midair. However, after he lost consciousness, Lion Fruit's abilities also disappeared. I saw that his body kept falling, and finally fell in the middle of the deck of a pirate battleship. The many pirates who were fighting on the battleship were stunned when they saw Golden Lion's body lying on the deck. Hi. Admiral Shiki. Just kidding, Admiral Shiki was defeated. The battle has only started for a while, and the monster Air has actually defeated Admiral Shiki? Many pirates looked at the figures on the deck in disbelief, and they once thought they were wrong. But on closer inspection, they were sure. The one who fell was the captain of their air pirates, Admiral Shiki. And you see, that monster Air doesn't even have the slightest injury on his body. A pirate suddenly pointed at Air high in the sky and exclaimed. Following his reminder, everyone looked towards the sky. I saw Air, like a god of war, towering to the sky, exuding an aura that made them terrified. As the pirate said, Air was not injured in the slightest. Not even the clothes were damaged at all. This battle ended with a crushing attitude. Hey, is this guy Air really human? How is Admiral Shiki? Anyway, it's also a big pirate with a bounty of 4.5 billion Baileys in the New World, and he is so vulnerable in front of this guy. 99. No, Admiral Shiki is defeated, we don't have any opponents for this monster. Seeing Golden Lion's body fall in front of them, the fighting spirit of many pirates fell to the bottom in an instant. After all, they fought so hard against the Roger Pirates. It was hoped that the Golden Lion could beat Air. But now, with the defeat of the Golden Lion, who can beat Air now? Many pirates instantly lost their will to fight, their weapons fell off, and they slumped on the ground. Roger, who was in the life and death exhibition with Kaido, couldn't help but glanced in Air's direction at this time, surprised. Did you get rid of Shiki so soon? Advertisement? You must know that the strength of the Golden Lion is not weaker than that of Roger. Roger believes that even if he can beat the Golden Lion, it will take a lot of time. But, Air, in such a short period of time, take down the terrifying enemy of the Golden Lion. Not even a single injury, such terrifying combat power, even Roger is terrified. Jin. Shiki. Kaido's face changed greatly, looking at the waves on the sea and the fallen Golden Lion on the pirate battleship. He didn't expect that in order to relieve the Golden Lion's pressure, he would let Jin participate in the battle. But in the end, within a few seconds, Air killed Jin and the Golden Lion in seconds. Kaido has heard countless legends since he joined the Rox. Air is the strongest cadre in the Rox regiment. At that time, Kaido did admit that Air's strength was extremely strong, and he surpassed him too much. But he didn't expect that Air's strength would be so terrifying. Don't be distracted when fighting, Kaido. 39 With a smile on the corner of Roger's mouth, he continued to attack Kaido swiftly. On the other side, Air fell from the sky and came to the pirate battleship where the Golden Lion lay. Seeing Air appear, the pirates on board were terrified. They all made way out of the way, completely daring not to appear in front of Air, for fear of being obliterated by him. And Golden Lion also slowly opened his eyes at this time, but at this time he was abnormally weak. After all, he was added by Air's Thunder Cannon and slashed by Air's Zanjin. In the end, Black Coffin pierced through his entire body, and now his body is bleeding profusely. Weak to ultimate. Although he could barely open his pupils, it was extremely difficult for him to even sit up right now. Air walked slowly to Golden Lion and said calmly, "You are defeated, Shiki. You are very strong. It is also my Shiki's honor to lose to an opponent like you." Golden Lion forced a smile on his face. Although he was on the verge of death, he did not choose to be incompetent and furious at this time. Rather, he accepted his own death calmly. Advertisement. After all, if you take the path of dominating the world, you naturally have to learn to accept death. Listen to my warning, it won't be so much Shiki. If the Golden Lion hears his warning, don't mess with Roger. He couldn't even commit to attacking the Golden Lion, and his debt to Roger had already been paid off. But the Golden Lion had to attack Roger, and because he accepted Roger's commission, it takes a lot of trouble to come over and sell him. Gia ha ha ha. Kill or cut as you like. Air, because I'm the loser. Golden Lion laughed. Golden Lion calmly accepts his defeat and the fate after defeat. Wait a minute, Air. The reason you helped Roger is because he entrusted you with it. We currently have 10 devil fruits in the Flying Sky Pirates. We entrust you with it. Don't kill Admiral Shiki. One of the pirates under Golden Lion shouted at Air. It was clear throughout New World that Air opened a commission in New World. Just give enough devil fruit and precious treasures. Then you can entrust Air or Air's pirates to do things. By this they guessed. The reason Air helped Roger is because the other party entrusted him. In order not to let Air kill Golden Lion, they are willing to take out 10 devil fruits in exchange for Golden Lion's life. You must know that devil fruit is the secret treasure of the sea, and it is extremely rare. Moreover, most of the devil fruits in this sea have been purchased and won by the world government. There are very few devil fruits circulating in the sea. 10 devil fruits, so they have all harvested since the establishment of the Air Pirates. Oh, Air heard the words and looked up at the pirate. After the pirates noticed Air's gaze, they broke out in a cold sweat. Then, take it out, Air said slowly. Roger's commission, just let him settle the Golden Lion. But it didn't let him kill the Golden Lion. Today, the Golden Lion is a heavily wounded body, and there is still no threat to the Roger pirates. The debt he owed Roger was also over. Now, he can get 10 devil fruits. How could he refuse such benefits? Chapter 225 The End. Please complete the order. Hearing Air's words, several pirates glanced at each other, and then quickly rushed to the storage room in the cabin. He took out 10 devil fruits and placed them in front of Air. Air glanced at devil fruit, and then included it in Kurama's spiritual space. After doing all this, Air glanced at Golden Lion, but didn't hit the killer. After all, the task Roger entrusted him with was done. Even if the Golden Lion is allowed to survive, the other party will not pose any threat to him. Now his strength is above the Golden Lion. Even after that, Golden Lion's strength has been improved again. But the strength will definitely not be stronger than him. Thank you, Air. Knowing that he could survive, Golden Lion, who was lying on the deck covered in blood, said with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Air glanced at Golden Lion, but said nothing. Instead, he put his eyes on Kaido, who was high in the sky, and said a reminder. Do you want to keep fighting, Kaido? You've lost. The Golden Lion has been defeated. If Kaido wants to keep fighting, he doesn't mind, and joins forces with Roger to get rid of Kaido. Hearing Air's words, Kaido, who was in midair, suddenly stopped attacking Roger. But by himself, it is difficult to deal with such a terrible opponent as Roger. Today, the Golden Lion has been defeated, and Air is almost still in its heyday. If he continues to fight, he has no chance of winning. Seeing Kaido stop, Roger put the blade back into the scabbard with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Your strength is not bad, Kaido. 35 Kaido today is very young. However, the strength is not weak, although it is said that in a one-on-one situation with Roger, he is pressed and beaten. But because of his physical strength, Roger has not been able to execute him for a period of time. Next time we meet, I will definitely kill your Roger. Advertisement. Kaido's eyes were full of fighting intent, staring at Roger. If it weren't for that, Air got involved in the fight today. Otherwise, the current Roger would have already died under the siege of him and the Golden Lion. Ha ha ha. I'm waiting for you, Kaido, Roger laughed. Kaido snorted coldly and didn't say much, then he plunged straight into the sea. Jin was instantly killed by Air just now. However, Kaido knew that Jin's physique was extremely special, and that one blow Jin would not kill him. So now he wants to salvage Jin that sank into the sea. Seeing that everyone around him stopped, Rayleigh put the blade back into the scabbard and looked around. Is it over? This battle is over much faster than I thought? Rayleigh thought that it would take a few days and nights to decide the winner. But he had no idea that after Air intervened in the war, it would end the battle so quickly. As long as the other big pirates in the New World help us today, I'm afraid it will take a few days with Shiki and Kaido, but today it is Air who is helping us. Jabba put away his axe, pushed his glasses and said. They could clearly see Air's strength. The terrifying combat power that ranks the entire sea, even surpasses the rocks. Had it not been for Air, the Golden Lion would have been eliminated in a very short time. Otherwise, this battle will definitely not end here. Buggy swallowed and whispered to the redhead beside him. This guy is too strong, Shanks, should we go follow that guy? Buggy can see it, Air's strength is even more terrifying than Roger. In his view, following such a man, the future is boundless. Hearing this, Hongfa patted Buggy and said seriously. What are you talking about, Buggy? We are members of the Roger Pirates. I feel like if we followed Air, wouldn't we be able to collect more treasures? 35? Idiot, as a pirate, you must have the consciousness of a pirate. How can you abandon Captain Roger so easily and follow others? What a pity. Buggy sighed. Now Buggy can't help but start to regret if he hadn't joined the Roger Pirates. Instead, join Air's camp and become his subordinates. Advertisement. In midair, Roger stepped on the moonwalk and landed in front of Air with a smile. I'll trouble you this time, Air. To be honest, if it weren't for Air's presence at a crucial moment, their Roger Pirates are really likely to be wiped out today. I owe you the favor. I have already paid Roger. Next time you have a commission, remember to bring devil fruit, of course. If the quantity is small, I will not do it. 35 Air glanced at Roger and said lightly. In his view, the relationship between him and Roger was nothing more than a deal. Roger was in the Valley of the Gods and saved his life. Now, he has saved Roger's life in the Adwal waters. Now the two are still not related. Air, you are really impersonal. Roger couldn't help but complain. It stands to reason that the two of them saved each other's life. At this time, shouldn't the two become good friends? But Air's attitude made it clear to Roger that the two were just a deal, not a friend. I don't need any friends, Air said slowly. In the whole pirate world, to be honest, Air really didn't treat anyone as a friend. Even Edward, he just thought it would be compatible. Ha ha ha. Your character really fascinates me, Air, Roger laughed. This kind of disdain for anyone, and at the same time does not need friends, disdain for the world. Roger really appreciates it. Roger changed the subject and suddenly asked, but then again, Air, are you interested in blank history? They, the Roger Pirates, have been looking for the historical text. However, it is extremely difficult to find. If Air is also interested in blank history, then they can use Air's connections to find the historical text. Since then, the probability of finding the historical text has been greatly increased. I'm not interested in this kind of thing. 35 Air shook his head slightly. Now Air, the only thing he wants to do is to collect a lot of devil fruit. Other than that, there is no other idea begging. Chapter 226. The New Reward, the Physique of the Sin of Arrogance. Really, what a pity. Roger nodded and said nothing more. Suddenly a voice came. Air, next time we meet, let me be your enemy. I saw Kaido in one hand holding Jin, who had fallen into a coma and was soaked all over, while standing on the rail of the boat and said earnestly. Kaido has never played against Air, so he's still a little unbeliever. Next time, if he encounters Air again, he will try it out for himself. What exactly is Air's strength? Before Air could finish speaking, Golden Lion sat up, covered in blood, and laughed. Gia ha ha ha. You're not his opponent, Kaido, although Kaido is still in a formative stage. The future strength will certainly undergo earth-shaking changes and be greatly enhanced. But the Golden Lion still doesn't recognize 767. as Kaido will be Air's opponent. After all, he had already experienced Air's strength. Whether it is hockey, swordsmanship, or ability competition. He's no match for Air at all. Most importantly, Air is not afraid of seawater, let alone sea stone. This is perfect ultimate, a man without a trace of weakness. Golden Lion doesn't think that there are many people in this world who can be Air's opponents. At the same time, I don't think that Kaido can be Air's opponent even if he grows to his peak. Shiki, you're going to lose to Air because you're too weak. Kaido glanced at Golden Lion and said indifferently. Although it is said that the current Golden Lion strength is above Kaido. However, Kaido is confident in his talent and believes that he will definitely surpass the Golden Lion in the future. At the same time, I also think that my talent is not weak. How much Air? If you want to challenge me, remember to bring more devil fruit, otherwise, you will die at my hands. Air stared at Kaido calmly. Then let's wait and see. Air, Kaido snorted. Of course, I'm waiting for you. Air is a little curious at this time. Kaido will grow up in the future and have a very high blood volume. How long can I hold it in his hands? After Kaido left this sentence, he turned into devil fruit, formed a giant dragon, and left with Jin and Quinn. The battle has ended, and it is naturally unnecessary for him to stay here. Advertisement. Watching Kaido leave, Air glanced at Roger and said, "Goodbye Roger then." He is also ready to leave here. After all, Roger's favor this time is over. Of course, this time the harvest is still good. Got 10 devil fruits from Golden Lion. Air, next time we meet, let us fight each other. Roger smiled slightly. Right now, he doesn't want to challenge Air, because now Roger is full of historical texts. Naturally, I don't want to challenge Air now and waste time. However, Roger is also really curious about Air's strength. After all, Air can take down such a terrifying enemy as the Golden Lion in such a short time. You can accompany you anytime you want. Air glanced at him. Ha ha ha. Then we can make an appointment, Air. Roger laughed. Air nodded and drove the boat away from the place. As Air drove the boat away, the sound of the system suddenly entered his mind. Ding, congratulations to host, get the progress of 200 fairy eyes. Ding, congratulations host, the fairy eye has reached the late stage. Air was lucky on his way to this battlefield. After encountering a lot of pirates in the sea, after eliminating them all, I got 200 fairy eyes progress. Now, in this battle, I have gained 200 progress. Air's cactus eye progress has reached 7,000. Unlock abilities. Planetary Devastation, Rinnegan Coercion, Summoning Ghetto Statue. After the Immortal Eye reached the late stage, 3 abilities were directly unlocked. This ability of Planetary Devastation is a powerful seal technique. Can summon a huge black sphere with extremely powerful attraction. It can attract all the objects around it to form a huge rock. Seal the enemy in it. As for Rinnegan Coercion, this ability is a very strong offensive ability. It releases a 360-degree blade shockwave without dead ends around it, which can easily tear mountains in the ground. As for Summoning Ghetto Statue, that is to say, you can summon the body of 10 tails, and then manipulate 0. Advertisement. 10 tails is, after all, the strongest tailed beast in the Hokage ninja world, even if it's just a shell. But it can exert a very terrifying power. This time the fairy eyes reached the later stage, and none of the 3 abilities obtained were simple. After the fairy eye reaches full level, I believe that Air will directly obtain all the abilities of the fairy eye. In this regard, Air is still looking forward to it. Ding, congratulations to host, get a special lottery number, 39. Air will receive a special number of draws for each level of Cactus Eye. Of course this time is no exception. Open, Air said without hesitation. Ding, congratulations to host Ace Kano's physical ability and ability promotion card X1. Ace Kano Physique. Air was slightly startled when he heard this. Ace Kano is the sin of arrogance, one of the knights of the 7 deadly sins. Possesses terrifying abilities. Whenever the morning, noon, and noon are accompanied by the rising of the sun, his power will continue to increase. Especially when it reaches noon, the strength will reach its peak. Has the power to almost destroy the world. Under the world, only I am the only one. However, there is a disadvantage, that is, when it comes to night, the power will be extremely weak. This physique gave Air a really strong boost, but the weakness also gave Air a headache. Just when 4.3 Air was thinking about whether he was happy or worried about getting this physical ability, the voice of the system came. Ding, the system prompts, after the host inherits Ace Kano's physique power, there will be no side effects, but the power from Ace Kano's physique augmentation cannot be superimposed with 10 tails and other augmented powers. 5. The system explained. The meaning of the system is very simple, that is, after Air inherited Ace Kano's physique. At night, there are no side effects of weakness, and by that time in the morning, Air's power will increase. But the enhanced physique will not be superimposed with other abilities. For example, at noon, using the power of 10 tails. So to what extent could 10 tails increase Air's strength originally, and still to what extent? It does not stack with Ace Kano's physique power. Chapter 227, Mass Manufacturing Devil Fruit Project. Although inheriting Ace Kano's physical power, it will not stack with 10 tails power. Still, the power is good for Air. After all, although the Fairy Eye has reached the late stage now. But it hasn't reached full level yet. Prior to this, Air had no intention of fighting with the power of the 10 tails. Therefore, the physical strength inherited from Ace Kano is still good for Air. Of course, it's worth mentioning. While Air inherits the power of Ace Kano, it can also release the magic power from the sun. Ding! Does host use the ability promotion card? The sound of the system entered Air's mind again. Ability promotion card, unable to promote Fairy Eyes. However, it can be promoted to Conqueror's Haki. Air's Conqueror's Haki is currently maxed out. However, Armored Color and Observation Haki, due to Air's neglect of training, have not yet reached full level. Hearing the reminder from the system, Air rubbed his chin with his hands and fell into contemplation. If you are promoted to Armament Haki, then he will get the highest level Armament of 3 color. The power of destruction within the Master. If you are promoted to Observation Haki, then he will become a Master with the ability to predict the future. After a brief thought, Air suddenly remembered. Previously, he got a few devil fruits from Roger and exchanged the power of Hado. Then there were 2 left, and then a full 10 devil fruits were obtained from the Golden Lion. Now he has 12 devil fruits in his hands. Thinking of this, Air quickly opened them all in the upper right corner of the property panel. An ability promotion card priced at 12 devil fruit appeared in Air's sight. Exchange. 39 Air said without hesitation. Ding, congratulations host, consume 12 devil fruits, exchange ability promotion card X1. Looking at the 2 ability promotion cards in the warehouse, Air smiled slightly. Originally, he was still thinking about whether he wanted to be promoted to armed or to be seen. But now, he has exchanged an ability promotion card, and he already has 2 promotion cards in his hand. What are you considering to promote that one, and both are promoted directly? Advertisement Air still chose to be promoted to Armament Haki. After all, predicting the future is uncontrollable. The Master's internal destructive power will greatly enhance Air's combat power. Promotion Armament Haki, Observation Haki, ding, congratulations to host, Armament Haki for reaching full level. Ding, congratulations to host, Observation Haki for reaching full level, 99. Then, 2 special energies flowed behind Air's body. After a while, Air became a master, the top-notch sight and Armament Haki. Then the properties panel pops up. Host, Air abilities. Armament Haki, max, Observation Haki, max, Conqueror's Haki, max. Special ability. Sage Body, max, ability. Sword, Great Swordsman. Special abilities. Immortal Eyes, 0-10,000, currently late stage, unlocked abilities. Complete Susanoo, Tengai Shinsei, Shinra Tianzheng, Universal Pull, Rinnegan Coercion, Summoning Ghetto Statue, Planetary Devastation, Outsider Rinne Tensai Technique. Note. When the progress is full, other abilities of the Sage's Eye will be unlocked, and a chance for a special lottery will be obtained. 9 Tails. Tailed Beast Bomb, unlocked, Tailed Beast Transformation, unlocked, currently full-tailed Beast Transformation. Kurama Chakra Mode, unlocked, Kurama Mode, unlocked. 10 Tails. 10 Tails Jinchuriki, to unlock, abilities gained. Wood Style, Sage Mode, Rasengan, Hado, Ace Kano Physique. It can be seen that after the Fairy Eye reaches the late stage, if you want to reach the advanced level, the required progress is 10,000. Although the amount is high, but Air has time to brush the progress. After a brief glance at the properties panel, Air closes it. Driving the boat, began to return to the country of Darasta. A few days later, Air sailed the ship and successfully returned to the country of Darasta. On the shore, countless pirates are waiting for Air's return. These pirates are Air's subordinates. Although he didn't create any pirate group, he only talked about the number and connections of his subordinates. He is definitely the most in New World. After briefly chatting with the group of pirates, a pirate came to Air respectfully. Lord Air, this is a devil fruit we got from a recent mission. Air glanced at him, took the devil fruit in his hand, and smiled. Good job. Advertisement. Although it is said that the current Air Conqueror's Haki have all been promoted to the full level. There is no need to use devil fruit to exchange ability promotion cards. However, there is more than just ability promotion cards in the mall. Sometimes, a special lottery or something will be refreshed. For example, last time, Air spent 12 devil fruits in exchange for the power of Hado. It's my honor to work for Lord Air, Pirate said with a smile. By the way, Mr. Air, There was a man named Vegapunk just now, who said that the master had the secret of devil fruit and could create devil fruit, and wanted to meet you. One of the pirates in the crowd suddenly thought of something and said something. Road. As Air's subordinates, they naturally knew that what Air wanted most was devil fruit. Therefore, he felt that it was necessary to report this news to Air. Vegapunk. Air was slightly startled when he heard the words. Vegapunk is a scientist in the future naval headquarters. It is rumored that he is a master who is 500 years ahead of today's technology. More importantly, according to Air's memory, Vegapunk had researched the lineage factor. Made the first artificial devil fruit system. Can the artificial devil fruit be used to exchange items in the mall? Air asked the system inwardly. If he could, he wouldn't have to go all over the world to find devil fruit in the future. Let Vegapunk directly and make it for him in batches. System prompt. Artificial devil fruit can be exchanged for items in the mall, but the ratio is 10 to 1. 10 artificial devil fruits are equivalent to the exchange value of 1 devil fruit. Does 10 count as 1? Air rubbed his chin with his hand and mused. After a moment of silence, Air glanced at the pirate and commanded, "Let him come to see me." 35. Although the ratio is 10 to 1, wouldn't it be enough to let Vegapunk make artificial devil fruit for him in batches? Yes, Lord Air. After the pirates received the order, they quickly went to find Vegapunk, who wanted to meet Air earlier. After a while, Air has come to the tavern and is tasting fine wine. Kakaka. As the door of the tavern slowly opened, a man appeared in Air's sight. Lord Air, this is the man who calls himself Vegapunk. Chapter 228 Reborn Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr. Crane. Air glanced slightly at Vegapunk in front of him. Then he waved his hand to the pirate and said, "Go back first." 35. Yes, Lord Air. After the pirates left this sentence, they closed the door of the tavern. Only Air and Vegapunk are left. Now can you create devil fruit? Air didn't say much nonsense and asked directly, "At present, I have discovered the lineage factor in devil fruit, but I cannot continue researching it because I don't have enough funds." 35. If Mr. Air can give me enough financial support, then I have 100% certainty that I can use the bloodline factor in devil fruit to create devil fruit. Vegapunk told the truth. Lineage factor can be understood as DNA. Humans have lineage factors, and devil fruit also has lineage factors. Vegapunk, devil fruit after years of research, successfully researched and extracted the bloodline factor in devil fruit. In his opinion, just give him enough time. He can convert the ability of the bloodline factor to the ordinary fruit. And then developed an artificial devil fruit. However, the plan is wonderful, but because researching this thing cost him a lot of money. Now, he doesn't have much funds to support him to continue his research. In order to get enough funds, Vegapunk learned through investigation that the agency created by Air. I am trying my best to find devil fruit all over the world. And because he mastered the bloodline factor in devil fruit, he was confident and sure to create an artificial devil fruit. So, set sail from the Grand Line to New World to meet Air. Ask the other party to give him financial support. Yes. For Vegapunk, Air naturally believed it. After all, Vegapunk in the original book did research the first devil fruit. So, can Mr. Air give me money to do research? Operator, Vegapunk asked. No problem. Air has untold amounts of money in his hands because of the commissioning agency he created. But, he has no interest in money, only in devil fruit. Advertisement in his opinion, investing money in Vegapunk these days. It is equivalent to taking money in exchange for devil fruit. For him, this is naturally a good deal. Thanks a lot, Lord Air, but, in addition to financial support, I have one more thing that I need Mr. Air's help with. 55. What help? After all, I'm researching some taboo things. If it is known to others, it may be a little troublesome, so I asked Mr. Air to send someone to protect me. Can? Air nodded. What he lacked most was his men and money. If you can use these two things that Air values most, help Vegapunk to create endless devil fruit for himself. This must be a very profitable deal for him. Thank you so much, Mr. Air. I will do my best to develop an artificial devil fruit for Mr. Air as soon as possible. You don't have to be polite to me, we are just trading, but I will only give you a period of research, and then I will see the results. If not, you should know the consequences. Air knows that Vegapunk is not only researching the artificial devil fruit, still working on other weird stuff. So, in order for Vegapunk to focus on researching artificial devil fruit, contribute to him as soon as possible. A special warning. Of course I won't disappoint Mr. Air, that's good. Air stood up and patted his shoulder. He then ordered his men to give Vegapunk a large sum of money. They also sent many strong men to escort Vegapunk all the way back to the future kingdom of Baltimore. And, let these people focus on protecting Vegapunk from all dangers. In a flash, another long time passed. During this period, a lot of big things happened in New World. For example, Kaido and the Golden Lion announced their alliance to the world. Silver Axe, Ochaku, and John also knew that the situation in the sea was not good. The news of the alliance was also announced to the world. Of course, it's not the most explosive. After this, the news of Roger's arrival in the final island of Rafter came out of the New World. Advertisement Roger as the first man to reach the final island. He was also dubbed the title of One Piece by the world. However, it wasn't long after Roger became One Piece. New World, news that shocked the world once again came out. That is, Roger was arrested by Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral Garp. And, Marine announced to the world, a week later. There will be a public execution in East Blue, Logue Town. At the top of the Red Line, somewhere in the Badlands. At this time, this area is full of richness, and gravel is flying. Looking around, the ground plane is broken, and there is no complete ground. Center of the battlefield. Two terrifying figures are constantly confronting each other. The two fighting, none other than Garp and the Five Elders. Bang bang bang. The fists of the two collided continuously, and the incomparable violent power was displayed from the two of them. The collision of each punch will cause great damage to the surrounding ground. It even set off a terrifying ripple that spread to hundreds of meters away. Garp's fists were charged, wrapped in his armed color and conqueror's power, and he used all his strength to smash the scarred old man. Boom! A muffled sound came, and the figure of the scarred old man flew out 100 meters away at extreme speed. A long gap was left on the ground, and he was barely able to stabilize his body. However, the power of Garp's punch was so terrifying that the scarred old man almost knelt down, Jiao Wang Jiao, on the ground. Garp, you guy, you really didn't let us down. He and Garp were the same Lu who trained with the Five Elders at the Holy Land Marijoy at the same time. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, and Crane have been training in the Holy Land Marijoy since the end of the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. And he and Crane were only able to tie the Five Elders. Standing not far away, the old man with a knife who was watching the battle slowly approached Garp and smiled. Garp, are you strong enough to defeat the Five Elders, Garp? Obviously we trained together, but you and Sengoku are stronger than us. But now, Garp's combat power is even slightly higher than that of the Five Elders. Zephyr on the side was slightly surprised. At the same time, the same is true for Sengoku, who has nearly the same combat power as Garp, and can also defeat the Five Elders. Now, the strength of the four has reached a particularly terrifying level. Chapter 229 Golden Lion invades Naval Headquarters. The talents of these two guys are stronger than our Zephyr, he said from the side. The four were voted as one of the Marines' 4 stars at a young age. However, everyone's talents will not be exactly the same, there are good ones and some bad ones. But it doesn't matter, the difference in strength is not very big anyway. Zephyr clenched his fists, shrugged and smiled. Zephyr is satisfied enough with his current strength, although slightly weaker than Garp Sengoku. However, he didn't really care. Ha ha ha, well done Garp. The scarred old man who was knocked out in the distance came to the crowd, looked at Garp and smiled. So, can we leave the Holy Land Marijoy? Sengoku demanded. They have been trained for countless long years in this place. Now Sengoku can't wait to go out to sea and catch the big pirates in New World. Certainly. The reason why they kept Garp et al. To train in the Holy Land Marijoy for such a long time. It is for the purpose of making these people's strength reach their level. Now, the strength of several people has not let them down. Under their full teaching, the strength of the four of them is 767, and they have reached the combat power that is enough to occupy the top of the world. I can't wait to take that B********* d'Air into jail. Garp clenched his fist and said excitedly. No, now is not the time to catch the New World pirates, Garp. Why? Garp asked suspiciously. Here he is, enduring endless training in loneliness. It is precisely to capture all the big pirates like Air and put them in prison. Now, the Five Elders said such words, which filled him with incomprehension. Recently, there was news from Naval Headquarters that Roger has surrendered himself, and we have assigned the credit to you. In a week, the world will be publicly executed. After the execution of Roger, you Marines can enter the New World and fight against those pirates. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, Crane, it means that they disappeared in New World for a long time. Marines people, because they rarely intervene in the Battle of the New World. As a result, New World was created, and countless participating countries panicked. With the surrender of One Piece Roger, they negotiated and decided to assign the credit to Garp. He also intends to declare to the public that Marine has been carrying out a secret plan all these years to hunt down pirates or something. Advertisement executed Roger, stabilized the hearts of the New World countries, and suppressed the pirates. Marine then directly announces to the world that it is going strong into the New World. Has Roger turned himself in? Garp was taken aback. Since Roger surrendered himself in recent days, Garp and others, who have been training, have not received this news. Yes. That man, why did he turn himself in? Sengoku asked in confusion. Roger is the first man to arrive at the final island, Rafter. Because of this feat, Roger was directly known as One Piece. Shouldn't this be the start of the Roger Pirates? Why did this guy Roger turn himself in all of a sudden? Because of a terminal illness, explained the five elders. A terminal illness? Garp and others were stunned when they heard the words. No one could have imagined that Roger, who was the king of the whole sea, was still suffering from a terminal illness. You guys, go back to naval headquarters for now and prepare for Roger's execution. Once Roger's execution is over, it will be the death of Air's group of pirates. I believe you will not let us down. According to their guess, Air's special ability should not be used. Therefore, in their opinion, the strength of Garp and others is definitely above Air. Given time, Garp and the others will surely be able to get rid of the extremely dangerous big pirates like Air. Understood. Garp and the others nodded. Meanwhile, on the other side. New World, on the shore of an island. A huge pirate ship is docked here. This ship is the ship of the air pirates. A pirate hurriedly ran to Golden Lion and shouted. Admiral Shiki, big news, Roger has been caught by Marine. Roger was caught? Golden Lion was taken aback for a moment. Roger is the pirate king in today's world and one of Golden Lion's most respected opponents in his life. Such a man, caught by the incompetent Marine, the Golden Lion's first thought was not to believe it. Yes. The news has been spread all over the sea recently, so there will be no falsehood, and Marine has also announced to the world that in a week's time, there will be a public execution in East Blue Log Town. Admiral Shiki, with Roger's death, our sky pirates will have another chance to dominate the world. Advertisement, yes, Admiral Shiki, the monster Air has been silent on the sea now, and we are allied with the beast's pirates. If Roger is executed, we will once again have a chance to dominate the world. Roger was caught, and word spread that he was about to be executed. Everyone on the boat said excitedly. Boom! At this moment, Golden Lion suddenly pulled out the pistol at his waist and shot at the pirate who reported the information. The pirate was shot in the leg, and instantly collapsed to the ground, with cold sweat on his face. Admiral Shiki. Seeing this scene, the surrounding pirates instantly stopped talking and looked at the Golden Lion in horror. They didn't understand why the Golden Lion suddenly fired at his crew. What are you kidding? Roger was arrested, just because of those incompetent Marines, Golden Lion said coldly with a cigar in his mouth. The people of naval headquarters have not dared to send troops into the New World since the Battle of the Valley of the Gods ended. Has been nesting in the Grand Line as a stronghold. Therefore, the Golden Lion despised Marine very much. It's even more unbelievable that this group of Marines can arrest One Piece Roger. Admiral Shiki, the information is accurate, Roger was really arrested, by Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral Garp. The pirate continued to endure the pain in his leg. Boom. His words fell, and Golden Lion fired another shot, shooting him in the other leg. Stop kidding you B****************. D. Golden Lion let out a cold snort, turned his pistol aside, and then walked out of the cabin. Admiral Shiki, where are you going? 99 Many pirates asked cautiously. The naval headquarters has countless main warriors, and it is impossible for Admiral Shiki alone to defeat those guys. No, Admiral Shiki has already left, we can't catch up. Watching the departure of the Golden Lion, many pirates looked at each other. No, stop Admiral Shiki, if he goes, he will be killed. Malin is plentiful. Just kidding, Admiral Shiki is going to naval headquarters? 35. After Golden Lion left these words, he left here directly. If you want to verify the authenticity of this news, you can only get the truth by going to naval headquarters, Marlins. In any case, he didn't believe that the mere Marine could arrest Roger. Chapter 230 Vegapunk. You will be in big trouble although they also want to stop the Golden Lion, head to naval headquarters. However, the Golden Lion is a lion fruit capable, and it is extremely fast. They simply can't catch up with the Golden Lion. What should I do now? A pirate looked at the people around and asked. They knew very well if the Golden Lion did attack naval headquarters. There is a high probability of death. No, we have to save Admiral Shiki. 95. How to save? Even if we go to naval headquarters with Admiral Shiki, it won't change, nothing. In naval headquarters, not only the main force is strong, but there are also many elite soldiers. Even if they went to naval headquarters with the Golden Lion, it wouldn't change, nothing. By the way, that monster Air, didn't he set up a commission agency in New World? We can use Devil Fruit to commission Air to help us rescue Admiral Shiki. 5. But would he really want to go to a place as dangerous as naval headquarters? Anyway, we have to try, or Admiral Shiki will definitely die. That's right, you have to give it a try. During this time, our flying sky pirates also collected some devil fruits, and brought them all to the country of Darasta. After many discussions, many pirates decided to go to the site where Air was. Use devil fruit to let Air take action and save the Golden Lion. Meanwhile, on the other side, Grand Line, a certain sea area. There is a marine warship driving here. In the center of the battleship, the three marines were sitting around eating together. At this time, a marine respectfully ran over to report. Sakazuki Vice Admiral, we have arrived in the future kingdom of Baltimore. Is it finally here? 39 Akainu nodded slightly when he heard the words, stood up and said. Well, it's just a scientist, is it worth the three of us to dispatch? Aokiji scratched his head. He is not an ordinary scientist, Kuzan. According to the investigation by the world government, Vegapunk has developed an artificial devil fruit and has something to do with the great pirate heir of the New World. Akainu gave him a serious look. Road. The future kingdom of Baltimore was originally a famous island on the Grand Line. And Vegapunk is also a well-known scientist on this island. So, people from world government paid a little attention to this island. Advertisement Heir's men are found on this island. And after investigation, it is found that Vegapunk is conducting research on artificial devil fruit. Vegapunk in the original book was caught because of his research on the design of life. Today, Vegapunk does not study the blueprint for life, but research the lineage factor, make devil fruit, and have something to do with Air. It also made the world government recognize that he is a dangerous man. So it was ordered that naval headquarters send troops to take it down. Marine learns that Vegapunk has a relationship with Air. Not daring to neglect it all, he directly dispatched 3 Vice Admiral, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. But then again, Air has collected so many devil fruits all over the world, is it possible that he planned to create a subordinate full of devil fruits? Kizaru rubbed his chin with his hands and wondered. Regardless of Air's purpose, that's not what we should be concerned about right now. All we have to do now is bring this dangerous man, Vegapunk, back to naval headquarters. Let's go. After completing this task quickly, we have other things to do. Aokiji stretched and said lazily. Since it won't be long, it will be the day when One Piece Roger will be executed. So, after they have completed this task, there are other troublesome things to deal with. The three quickly disembarked and brought many marine elites to an experimental base somewhere in Baltimore. Sakazuki Vice Admiral, this place is where Vegapunk and others conducted research, a marine elite reminded. I see. Akainu nodded, and then lava appeared in his arm. Great eruption. As his voice fell, extremely rich magma that exuded Ultimate's high temperature appeared on his arm. The endless magma formed a vortex and directly melted the door of the laboratory in front of him. Who? At this moment, the laboratory quickly rushed over to several people. This group of people is Air's subordinates, and they are also the people responsible for protecting Vegapunk. The bounty of these people in New World has all reached nearly 1 billion Bailey. Sakazuki, Pulsalino, Kuzan, Zero, ask for flowers. Damn, why did these troublesome guys come here? Get ready to fight. Advertisement. When several people saw the visitor, they were all stunned. But soon, they were ready to fight. In the face of several enemies in front of them, they also did not dare to be careless. After all, although these three people are still only Marine Vice Admiral, they already possess extremely terrifying combat power. Kizaru looked at a few people and said, Oh, Vegapunk really has something to do with Air from New World. Get rid of them quickly. Akainu snorted coldly. The two sides then engaged in a war. Air's subordinates are indeed not weak. However, there are a lot of people on Marine's side, plus there are 3 terrifying monsters, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. Almost all of Air's men were killed, and only one escaped alive. However, Akainu and others did not choose to continue their pursuit. Instead, they walked towards the depths of the laboratory. The purpose of their trip was just for Vegapunk. Vegapunk sitting and working inside the experiment. Hearing footsteps, he turned his head slightly and saw many Marines appearing behind him. Marine? Seeing the newcomer, Vegapunk was not surprised. Because before, he had heard the sound of fighting outside the laboratory. However, he did not choose to run away, because he knew that if someone really dared to attack him, then he cannot escape. You have been arrested, Vegapunk. A Marine standing next to Akainu. He rushed to him quickly and wanted to handcuffs to his wrists. Facing this move, Vegapunk did not resist, but was handcuffed by Marine obediently. And at this time, he was unusually calm, not worrying about his future fate at all, but smiled slightly. Before I am arrested, I still want to remind you that I am an important transaction partner of Air. If you arrest me, you will be in big trouble. Over the years, he has produced a large number of artificial devil fruit for Air. There is already a deep trading relationship between the two. As Air's important trader, he is willing that Air will come to rescue his beggar. Chapter 231. Lousy has always been tough in business. Do you think we would be afraid of him? Akainu said coldly. To know. Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, and Suru, who had previously trained at the Holy Land Marijoy, have all finished their training. Now these 4 extremely powerful terrorists are in the naval headquarters. At this time, Akainu was eager for Air to come and then destroy his heir. Although Air is very strong, but he can't come to save you. If he does come, he will die in naval headquarters. Kizaru put his hands in Kabuto and said calmly. Although they were in those days. In the Holy Land Marijoy, I saw Air alone fighting 4-5 elders and beheading 3 of them. The terrifying power of Ultimate left a lot of impression on them. However, they also learned later. At that time, the strength Air showed was only temporary. Now, how long has it passed? They, 767, affirmed that Air must not be able to play the ability that was unleashed in the Holy Land Marijoy. Now they are marine, they are really not afraid of Air. No, he'll come. Vegapunk said slowly. After contact with Air, he is sure that Air is in great demand for devil fruit. And now, in the whole world, he is the only one who can create devil fruit. He knows his importance. Really? We hope he will come. After all, if we can get rid of the big pirate Air, it will be great news for us. You Marines will be doomed, because you have no idea how strong this monster Air is, Vegapunk sneered. Because of this, he was sure that Air's strength could save him. So, even in the face of Marine's arrest, he had nothing to fear. We've seen Air's strength a long time ago, but even so, I have to tell you that as long as he dares to come to naval headquarters, what awaits him must be death. You have underestimated our Marines too much. Before long, our Marines are planning to enter the New World and fight against all the big pirates. Just a mere Air, we don't take it seriously yet. 5. No matter how important you are to Air, I don't think that man will come to save you. I think he should know very well that if he dares to come to naval headquarters, then he will die there. 99. Kizaru, Aokiji, the 3 mentioned Air without panic. After all, no matter how strong Air is, he can't unleash the power of the Air. And their naval headquarters Garp et al. The strength is now enough to draw the 5 elders, and even defeat the 5 elders. When Air comes, he will definitely make him come and go. Then let's wait and see. 39. It didn't take long. Advertisement New World, inside a luxurious tavern in the country of Darasta. Air sat on the sofa, looked at Erlang's legs, and asked the pirate in front of him. Speaking of which, it should be the agreed delivery time now. Why hasn't the news come from that guy from Vegapunk? Vegapunk has created the artificial devil fruit since some time ago. And there is an agreement with Air to send a batch of artificial devil fruit every few months. Now, the appointed time has come, but there is no news of delivery. We have already called over there, but no one responded. I don't know if there was an accident, the pirate responded. Is there an accident? Air sat up straight with his brows raised when he heard the words. Please rest assured, Lord Air, we will send someone to check, and we will give you accurate information soon, Pirate said respectfully. Today, Air's power can almost be said to be spread all over the world. Whether it is New World or Grand Line, all of them have his subordinates. Go back. Air waved his hand. Yes, after the pirates received the order, they quickly retreated. Watching the pirates in the tavern leave, Air also opened Kurama's spiritual space. It can be seen that a certain area of the spiritual space is full of devil fruit. There are a full 70. These are all artificial devil fruits, and if converted, there are 7 fruits that can be exchanged. At the same time, on the other side, there are also a lot of devil fruit piled up. There are 10, these devil fruits are dedicated to him by Air's hard work over the years. Today, Air is almost equivalent to 17 devil fruits that can be exchanged for. Although Air also wanted to exchange something in the mall. However, for a long time, the special items in the mall have never been refreshed. However, Air is not in a hurry, because he is sure that special items will be refreshed sooner or later. It's just random timing, when looking at the property panel mall. A pirate pushed in the door and said respectfully, Lord Air, the air pirates outside the island want to meet Zero. Flying pirates? Hearing the words, Air closed the mall and asked unexpectedly. Now, Roger is about to be executed. The people of the Flying Sky Pirates, what are they going to do when they see him at this juncture? Advertisement, let them come over, although it is not clear why the other party found him. But what he is very clear about is that the Flying Sky Pirates must have brought devil fruit here. Yes, Lord Air. The pirates left this sentence and left quickly. After a while, caw. Following the door of the tavern, it slowly opened, and a few pirates walked in with devil fruit in their hands. The leading pirate waved his hand to place the 5 devil fruits in front of Air and then said, Mr. Air, we have something to ask you, because of where their ships are docked. It was close to Air's island, so they quickly came over with devil fruit. Speak straight. Air glanced at a few people, didn't say much nonsense, and asked directly. Our captain, Admiral Shiki, is planning to invade naval headquarters, so we want to entrust Mr. Air to help rescue Admiral Shiki. The Golden Lion invaded the naval headquarters alone, and this move is completely courting death. But if Air can help, they believe that with Air's terrifying power, they will be able to bring back the Golden Lion alive. Okay, this task, I'll follow. Thank you so much, Lord Air. Come here, Nagli. 35.4.3 Nagli is the famous pirate of New World. He was also Luffy's first master when he was a child, and has a conqueror's haki that millions of people can awaken. After losing to the Roger Pirates, he joined Air's banner and became Air's subordinate. Nagli outside the tavern heard Air's voice and pushed in the door respectfully. Does Mr. Air have any orders? Send someone to naval headquarters? Air accepts devil fruit, but doesn't plan to go there himself. Instead, they plan to send some people to naval headquarters to see if they can save the Golden Lion. Of course, the answer is definitely no. However, devil fruit had already accepted it after all, so he had to give an explanation to the pirates in front of him. The author modified it, Chapter 232 The Golden Lion invades naval headquarters. P.S. The number of devil fruit was modified in the previous chapter. Looking back later, I thought it was too outrageous, so I adjusted the number. 70 artificial devil fruits, 10 of which were donated by the subordinates. Most of the defective products of artificial devil fruit Air are in quantity, but the system is also regarded as two categories to distinguish. Got it, Lord Air. After receiving the order, Nagli was about to leave. The few pirates quickly spoke up. Wait a minute, Mr. Air, we're going to send you to naval headquarters to rescue Admiral Shiki yourself. They thought that Air took the task so easily. He planned to go in person, but he never imagined that Air only planned to send his men. Air's men, although they are not simple guys, but, unless Air goes to naval headquarters himself, he won't be able to settle the Marines and save the Golden Lion. I have already taken over the task, I don't need to say more, Air said lightly. Hearing Air's words, several pirates looked at each other, and then the leading pirate said boldly. Mr. Air, if that's the case, then we won't do this commission, let's return the devil fruit. 9. Air sent his men to the Marine 03 headquarters, and it certainly couldn't change the ending. In this case, they chose not to do this commission. I want to get those 5 devil fruits back. After listening to the words of a few people, Air's face sank instantly and he pretended to be angry. Are you playing with me? The mission has been taken over, and I have dispatched people. At this time, you want to get the devil fruit back? Isn't this? The people haven't been dispatched yet? Several pirates with a bounty of about 1 billion Baileys suddenly looked at each other and said cautiously. In New World, they are also famous pirates. In the Flying Sky Pirates, they belong to one person and above 10,000 people. But in front of Air, they were completely out of temper. The commission has been accepted, please go back, Air said calmly. This. Several people glanced at each other, although Air gave them a pitfall. But he didn't dare to say anything at all, he hesitated and chose to leave. After all, they were afraid that if they stayed, they would make Air angry. There will be catastrophe. Watching the few people leave, Air also put 5 devil fruits into Kurama's spiritual space. Today's Air has 22 devil fruits that can be redeemed. Advertisement now, he is really looking forward to the opening of special products in the mall all the time. Then, Mr. Air, do you still have to send people to naval headquarters? Nagli asked Air with a glance. Just send some people, after all, in business, integrity still needs to be done. Understood. The words fell, and Nagli left the tavern, preparing to send some people to naval headquarters. Blood 55. Blood. Just as Nagli left, the phone bug Air had placed on the table rang. Hey. Air picked up the phone bug and saw that the phone bug slowly formed an embarrassed image with gauze on his head. Yes. Sorry Air, my mission failed. What happened? Air asked, frowning slightly. Air remembers the pirate he sent to protect Vegapunk. But a pirate with a bounty of up to 800 million Bailey has a good reputation in the whole New World. Now, to be able to beat him like this, there is no doubt that he has met a very strong opponent. The bastard Sakazuki, Pulsalino, and Kuzan of Naval Headquarters found our experimental base, killed several of our companions, and took Vegapunk away. Have you been taken away? Air said with a slightly gloomy expression. He said why it was the appointed time, and Vegapunk delayed sending the artificial devil fruit. Sorry, Lord Air, those monsters are too strong, we are not opponents, and I am the only one left alive. I see. Air hangs up the phone bug. The look was extremely cold. If Marine dared to do something to Vegapunk, he would definitely find out that the other party had something to do with him. But even so, he still dared to take Vegapunk away. This made Air a little angry. After all, Vegapunk is his big business. He relied on the other party to continuously create artificial devil fruit for him. The importance of Vegapunk to him is self-evident. Air walked out of the tavern and found Nagli. "Get me a boat, I'm going to naval headquarters." Originally, Air had no interest at all and went to naval headquarters to help the Golden Lion. But the marine guys got Vegapunk. Advertisement. Now, he has to personally go to naval headquarters and bring Vegapunk back. After all, devil fruit is getting harder and harder to find during this time. Only Vegapunk can continuously create artificial devil fruit for him. "Do you need me to come with you, Mr. Air?" Nagli didn't ask why Air suddenly changed his mind and went to naval headquarters. Rather, he wanted to go to war with Air. "It's not necessary, just stay and guard this place." "Got it." 99 Hearing this, Nagli did not continue to say more, and quickly prepared the boat for Air. Meanwhile, on the other side, Wano Kuni, Ghost Island. At this time, Kaido was sitting on the throne in the center, looking at the pirate in front of him with an angry expression. "What are you saying, Shiki? That be ******** D, heading to naval headquarters?" Since Golden Lion and Kaido have always been allied. Therefore, what 767 troubles the two sides have can be quickly known. Yes, Admiral Kaido, now the Golden Lion is on his way to naval headquarters. "This fellow Shiki is really a troublesome ally," Jin said solemnly. "Damn, Shiki is too daring to attack naval headquarters alone?" Quinn cursed. If the Golden Lion has nothing to do with their beasts pirates. Then they learned that the Golden Lion's invasion of naval headquarters must have been Schadenfreude. But the Golden Lion is their ally. Idiot Shiki, can't he see the current situation in the sea? Why is he going crazy and invading naval headquarters at this time? Kaido gulped down a bottle of fine wine with a grim look on his face. Now, in the entire New World, Air is the strongest in terms of power and combat power. And Air has a close relationship with the Whitebeard pirates. The current situation in New World is not good for their other big pirates. Therefore, they must report to the group to warm up and form an alliance together. If the Golden Lion were killed while attacking naval headquarters, then they, beasts pirates, will have no other allies in the whole New World. Kaido knew very well that his words alone could not shake the world at all. There is simply no way to fulfill his dream and start a war that sweeps the world. He needs the power of the Golden Lion. Chapter 233 Bloody Battle Naval Headquarters. "What now, big brother Kaido?" Quinn asked. The Golden Lion's invasion of naval headquarters was undoubtedly an act of courting death. Once the Golden Lion is dead, then their beasts pirates will have to find allies again. "Let's make an alliance with Charlotte Linlin," Jin suggested after a moment of silence. Now in New World, many big pirates are allied with each other. But the current Charlotte Linlin also disdain anyone to form an alliance. Now, the Golden Lion's invasion of naval headquarters will surely bring him death. In this way, they can form an alliance with Charlotte Linlin and have the capital to stand on this sea. And in the future, it is still possible to complete Kaido's plan to start a world war. Become the ultimate Joey boy. "No, I don't want to get involved with that crazy woman right now." 35 Kaido shook his head. Although, during the Rox, Kaido's relationship with Charlotte Linlin was unusual. But since leaving the Rox group, Kaido doesn't want to have anything to do with each other anymore. If you don't form an alliance with her, then there will be no other suitable candidates in the entire New World. "You stay at Wano Kuni, I will go to naval headquarters myself." Kaido stood up in silence for a moment and seriously warned several people. He must not let the Golden Lion die in naval headquarters. Therefore, he must bring the other party back. "Brother Kaido, are you going to save Shiki?" "There's only one way. I need to bring back that B***************** D Shiki. But the naval headquarters are numerous, so if you go, there's a good chance you'll be left behind." Quinn worriedly discouraged. Kaido's strength, although they know very well, but they also understand how dangerous naval headquarters is. After all, there are countless strong people in that place. "Just because they can't keep me," Kaido snorted coldly. Kaido considers himself not an opponent if he is against the entire naval headquarters powerhouse. But he went to naval headquarters this time, not to fight, but to take away the Golden Lion. He thinks he can still do it. "Let me go with you," Jin said. "No, I can go alone, you stay at Wano Kuni." "Got it." 35. Hearing this, Jin didn't say anything more. To say the whole beast's pirates, who is most loyal to Kaido and trust. Advertisement you were ashes. After all, it was Kaido who saved him and gave him hope. Therefore, for Kaido's decision, he will not dissuade him too much. A few days later, naval headquarters, Marin are numerous. It was night and the sky was clouded over. The dark night shows the extraordinary tonight. High-altitude thunder and lightning flashed, and it rained vigorously. On the coast of naval headquarters, there are countless soldiers patrolling. Now, after all, The day of Roger's execution is approaching, and they naturally dare not take it lightly. Shoo! Suddenly, a golden sword light flashed in the sky. A soldier who was on patrol was directly split in half, blood was sprayed, and the body fell to the ground. Who? When the other Marines saw this scene, they broke out in a cold sweat and looked around vigilantly with their weapons in hand. But before they could see the figure in the dark night, the group of Marines was also cut in half. The tragic death of many Marine soldiers put naval headquarters directly on the highest alert state. Countless Marines poured out from the headquarters, holding the weapons in their hands, fighting against the shadows in the dark night. At this time, the highest building of naval headquarters, the office of Marshal Marine. At this time Kong, Garp, Sengoku and others are discussing something. Tap tap tap. There was a rush of footsteps directly outside the door. Snapped. A Marine pushed open the door without saying hello. No. Not good, Marshal Kong, 35, what happened? Someone has invaded the Holy Land Marijoy, what? Hearing this, Kong, Garp, and Sengoku's expressions changed greatly, and they stood up instantly. Naval headquarters, but they're Marine headquarters. It is also the highest command of the Marine base in the entire world. Even in the Valley of the Gods, the Marine lost 2 admiral and a marshal at the same time. When the naval headquarters forces are extremely vacant. Advertisement New World still does not have any big pirates dare to invade this place. Now, the vitality of their naval headquarters has been restored. How dare anyone invade their naval headquarters at this juncture? Who? Garp demanded. No, I don't know, his strength is too strong, we can't stop him at all. Too many Marine soldiers were killed, so I hurried over to report. Since it was night and the dark clouds were over the top, the Golden Lion's strength was too terrifying. The group of Marine soldiers could only see a vague figure in the dark night, and the next second they were dead. It won't be long before Roger's execution day. Do the monsters in New World think that our naval headquarters forces are vacant, so they want to take this to sneak attack? Sengoku expressed his opinion. Because the execution of Roger was too important. Therefore, Zephyr, Crane, Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru and others of naval headquarters are not in naval headquarters at this time. All go out and do the trouble. Today, in the entire naval headquarters, only 3 of their top combat powers are left. No matter who it is, since he's here, let him stay here forever, Sengoku snorted coldly. Let's go, I want to see, that B******************* D, dare to invade our territory. Kong looked angry and walked out of the office, with Garp and Sengoku following behind him. Naval Headquarters, Marin Central. Boom, boom, 99. Boom. 9 from the square in the center of Marine, Jiao Wang Jiao, headquarters, the sound of artillery roaring could be heard from time to time. Although there are many strong Marines, they are struggling to resist, but they are no match for the Golden Lion at all. There are intruders. The enemy is in the Marin Heavy Plaza. What is the number of enemies? At this time, a dazzling lightning flashed in the sky, and many Marine soldiers also took advantage of this short-lived light. Saw the figure of the Golden Lion. That guy, is that a person? The enemy is Golden Lion Shiki alone. At this time, the Golden Lion was standing on the hill where many Marine corpses were piled up. He was holding a cigar in his mouth, and the 2 blades in his hand were dripping blood. His terrifying strength directly shocked the countless Marines around him. Make them completely afraid to approach. Just when they were panicking and at a loss, they suddenly noticed. Kong and the others have walked over slowly. Chapter 234 Kaido is here too, please order. Marshal Kong is here. Sengoku Admiral, Garp Vice Admiral are here too. Damn Shiki, dare to invade our naval headquarters, this time he will never come back, 35. Seeing the 3 people appear, the Marine soldiers' panic was also calmed down. Golden Lion is really strong and terrible, but Kong, Sengoku, and Garp are also monsters occupying the top of the world. By the hands of these 3 strong men, Golden Lion is completely unworthy of mention in their opinion. Shiki? Sengoku frowned slightly, looking at Golden Lion with some surprise. He thought it was the naval headquarters that several big pirates from New World had joined forces to invade. But I didn't expect that the opponent was only Golden Lion. Although the Golden Lion is very strong, it is also a very famous legendary pirate in the whole New World. But, if he is the only opponent, Sengoku still doesn't pay much attention to it. After all, he trained with Garp for countless years at the Holy Land Marijoy. The strength has even slightly surpassed the 5 elders. Not to mention that the 3 of them went together, and with Sengoku alone, he thought he could easily win the Golden Lion. 767 Golden Lion let out a puff of smoke and looked at the people behind him with disdain. How could Roger be caught by you bastards? He is a man Lousy agrees with. Sengoku is wearing a black suit. He walked slowly to the front of the numerous Marines and looked at the Golden Lion indifferently. Believe it or not, One Piece Roger will be publicly executed in a few days. If you want to kill him, Lousy himself, not you bastards, bring Roger to me, the Golden Lion yelled. Although Golden Lion doesn't get along very well with Roger, and there have been many disputes between the two sides. But the Golden Lion admires Roger. It is unacceptable for Roger to be arrested by Marine, and even more unacceptable to be executed by Marine. Advertisement. In his opinion, a man like Roger should be killed by himself as a pirate. Instead of being publicly executed by Marine, the execution will be held a few days later in Logue Town, the original place of East Blue, the hometown of his birth. If you are interested, we would have welcomed you to come and watch. But you're afraid that you won't have a chance to watch, because today you will be left here by us, Sengoku said slowly. Alone, the Golden Lion dared to invade their naval headquarters. Naturally, they did not intend to let the Golden Lion go. After all, get rid of the big pirate Golden Lion. This will greatly ease the pressure of their Marines entering the New World in the future and countering the pressure of the entire New World pirates. Roger's death will certainly frustrate the spirit of all pirates. At the same time, after Roger's death, our Marine will also enter the New World. 35 Garp walked slowly to Sengoku's side and stared at Golden Lion. They have been Marines for a long time and haven't been involved in the New World Wars. At the same time, it has been a long time since the pirates of the New World have not been arrested. With this execution of Roger, they want to announce to the whole New World that their Marine is back in force. The legend of One Piece Roger is going to be in the weakest ocean, East Blue, 10,000 realms. What a joke, that is the last shame on that guy. Are you insulting One Piece? You bastards Marine? 35. Although the Golden Lion does not like Roger, Roger represents the king of pirates. To insult One Piece is to insult him as a pirate. This made Golden Lion furious to the extreme. Even in the face of the three top combat powers, the word escape did not appear in Golden Lion's mind at this time. But to fight, even in this battle, he knew very well that he would lose. But he still has to fight. Shiki, we were going to publicly execute Roger, the Pirate King, but since you're here too, stay here, and you'll have your share of the execution in East Blue. Roger added, in a few days. 55. Kong's face was gloomy, his eyes bloomed and he stared at Golden Lion. The reason why they want to publicly execute Roger is to shock the pirates of the whole world. And to prepare for the strong entry into the New World in the future. Now, the Golden Lion has invaded naval headquarters, giving Kong the opportunity to arrest him as well. At that time, directly in East Blue Logue Town, two pirates at the top of the world in New World will be publicly executed. Their actions will certainly be able to deter the big pirates of New World. Advertisement, execute Lousy, then give it a try. The Golden Lion roared loudly, and then rose into the air. Holding two knives wrapped in a strong armament color and conqueror's haki, he charged directly towards the three of them. Invading naval headquarters would be the worst decision you've ever made, Shiki. Sengoku took off the cloak of justice behind him, and shrugged his tie. I haven't played against this group of pirates for a long time, except against the five elders, but this time I can have a good fight. 35. Garp shrugged his wrists and said with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Get this guy Shiki quickly, don't let him do too much damage to naval headquarters, Kong reminded. The Golden Lion and the others will definitely be able to win, but this battle will definitely cost the naval headquarters. So they have to take him down in the shortest possible way and with the least loss. Go together. With Kong's order, the three instantly prepared for battle and charged towards the Golden Lion. At this moment, a voice suddenly came from the sky. Heat breath. Falling with this voice. Suddenly, a terrifying burst of flames came from high in the sky, rushing towards Kong, Sengoku, and Garp. The three quickly dodged, away from the Golden Lion, and set their eyes on the sky. I saw a huge dragon head in the sky where the dark clouds and lightning flashed. That's Kaido. However, they did not panic too much. Damn it, I knew how Shiki was the only one invading our naval headquarters, and Kaido was there. 35. But don't panic, there are only two of them, and we have Marshal Kong, Sengoku Admiral, Garp Vice Admiral here. Even with Kaido's help, we will win. 35. Captain of the New World Beasts Pirates, Kaido of the Beasts with a bounty of 4 billion Baileys. These two guys have already announced their alliance in New World, so it's no wonder that this guy will come too. 35. In terms of the number of strong men, there are still more Marines. Although the appearance of Kaido surprised many Marine soldiers. Why fear the alliance between Golden Lion and Kaido? Chapter 235 The War in which many top powerhouses gather, seeking full order. Kaido? Sengoku looked at the figure in the sky with a calm expression. Two arrogant guys, they didn't take our Marines seriously at all. 35 Kong snorted coldly. After all, it was the Marine, who hadn't participated in the war in the New World for too long. So this also led to the big pirates of the New World not taking them seriously. Just 2 big pirates dared to attack their marine base. Is there another one? It seems that after the public execution of Logue Town in a few days, one more person can be added. The corner of 35 Garp's mouth rose slightly, and he said a little excitedly. The appearance of Kaido did not surprise Garp. On the contrary, at this time, he was still a little excited. Kaido and Golden Lion are both famous pirates of the New World. If the two can be won today, then in Logue Town a week later. At the same time, Roger, Kaido, and Golden Lion were executed. There is no doubt that their marine's prestige in the entire world will be at its peak. At this juncture, if we enter the New World, it will definitely make the big pirates in New World feel intimidated. The Golden Lion stood up in the air, and Kaido, who was looking at the sky in surprise, laughed. Gia ha ha ha. Kaido, why are you here? Shiki, are you out of your mind? You be *********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** cursed. If it weren't for the current situation in New World, it would not be good for Kaido. And he is allied with the Golden Lion. The plan to start a world war in the future cannot do without the help of the Golden Lion. Otherwise, he would not have taken such a big risk to personally rush to naval headquarters to rescue the Golden Lion. However, he couldn't figure out what the hell was going on in Golden Lion's mind. Dare to invade naval headquarters, although, because of One Piece Roger, he will be executed in a few days. This has caused many of the main Marines to be busy dealing with this matter. However, no matter how stupid Marines people are, they will definitely leave their troops at naval headquarters. The Golden Lion dares to invade alone. For a moment, Kaido couldn't tell if Golden Lion was too brave or if his brain was broken. Advertisement: Hey, Kaido, the One Piece Roger guy, will be executed in the weakest log town in East Blue in a few days. This group of Marines is completely insulting Roger. The purpose of Golden Lion's visit to naval headquarters today is to verify the authenticity of the news of Roger's arrest. After getting the exact information, the Golden Lion wanted Marine to bring Roger out, and he wanted to behead Roger himself. And then when he learned that Marine's men were going to execute Roger in Log Town, this made Golden Lion directly angry to the extreme. Now, even if he has calmed down a little, Golden Lion has no intention of leaving. In his opinion, Marine is totally insulting Roger. Shiki, I know that you respect Roger, the Pirate King, but I can tell you very clearly that it is too late to escape now, or you will die in this place. Kaido yelled at the Golden Lion. He had nothing to do with Roger, so Roger's execution had no effect on him. Also, what if Marine set the execution site in East Blue Log Town? It was Roger who executed, not him. His actions towards Marine were unwavering. Today, he just wanted to come over and persuade Golden Lion to leave this place. You know, the devil fruit of the Golden Lion is the lion fruit before the battle starts. If Golden Lion and him use their abilities to escape with all their strength, there is still a chance to survive. Shiki, I still want to mention something about what you said. The execution location was set in Log Town. It was not our Marine's decision, but Roger's decision. Although the news was out, Roger was arrested, but only the Marine knew that Roger turned himself in. So, when Roger suggested that the execution site should be in Log Town, none of them rejected the offer. Did you hear, Shiki? These B**************** D Marines are not what you think, insulting One Piece Roger. Now follow me out of this place. 39. Kaido didn't want to be here, fighting the Marines. After all, there are only two of them. On Marine's side, there were 3 people. Plus countless Marine elites. Once they fight, they're sure to lose. Want to escape? Do you think you can leave when you come to our territory? 0. Ask for flowers advertisement before Golden Lion could open his mouth. Kong let out a cold snort, his eyes bursting with killing intent. Of course Golden Lion has lion fruit, so what? Of course Kaido can fly through the clouds, so what? Although they didn't use devil fruit, which could give them the ability to fly. However, the 3 of them are not weak for Marine 6 styles Moonwalk and Shaved. Even if Golden Lion and Kaido want to escape, they can catch up with Moonwalk and Shaved. Today Kong is determined to keep the 2 of them. After all, this place is theirs, no matter what. How can these pirates be allowed to come and go so freely? With Kong's voice falling, Sengoku quickly rushed behind Golden Lion and blocked his path. And Garp also directly used Moonwalk to step into the air, approaching Kaido in the sky at his fastest speed. Damn. Watching Garp's approaching, Kaido's expression changed slightly, and his first thought was to retreat. However, although he moves quickly in the clouds and fog, Garp's moonwalk is also not slow. He stopped directly in front of Kaido and said with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Since you're here, let's stay today, Kaido. Seeing Garp stop in front of him faster than himself, Kaido felt bad. Roared at the Golden Lion. Shiki. You be asterisk 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 D. I'm going to be killed by you today. 35. Gia ha ha ha. Kaido, we won't die in such a place today. Golden Lion held a pair of knives, spat the cigar in his mouth, and laughed horribly. Even in the face of the two top powerhouses Sengoku and Kong at the same time. But the Golden Lion at this time did not have the slightest fear on his face. He dared to come to naval headquarters today, and naturally he planned to fight this group of Marines to the last minute. You two really won't die here today, because you will die in a few days, Sengoku said slowly. If you want to publicly execute Lousy, you can try. The words fell, and Golden Lion charged directly towards the two of them with a pair of knives in hand. With the Golden Lion and Sengoku Kong to fight, the high-altitude Kaido and Garp also had a confrontation. Chapter 236 Opening at Tengai Shinsei, Air's debut, please order. Golden Lion's strength is not weak, since the end of the battle with Air. Golden Lion has already cultivated swordsmanship to the pinnacle. At the same time, Conqueror's Haki has all practiced to full level so far. Top armed colors, top scene colors, top conquerors. This kind of power gave Golden Lion great confidence. Even in the face of Kong and Sengoku's alliance, Golden Lion was not afraid. But, when the fight started, he realized how terrible Sengoku's strength was. Although the opponent is only a Marine Admiral now. But his strength is even more terrifying than Kong as a Marshal. Boom. 99 With Sengoku's palm swinging, Golden Lion's body flew backwards 100 meters away. Damn, has the strength of your fellow, 767, already reached this level? Golden Lion looked at Sengoku in disbelief. You know, because New World has the existence of the monster Air. Therefore, the big pirates of New World almost never let their guard down, and they are all practicing with all their strength. Air's talent, and monster-like strength, kept stimulating them. This allows their strength to gain a combat power that is even more transformed than the original. But, even so, the Golden Lion still felt a lot of pressure on Sengoku. Not to mention that the two joined forces, Sengoku alone gave birth to an invincible idea in his heart. Although your strength is not weak Shiki, but, dare to invade our naval headquarters, if you only have this strength, you will be waiting for a mortal ending. With a calm expression on his face, Sengoku slowly approached the Golden Lion Road. Sengoku has been under the personal guidance of the five elders in the Holy Land Marijoy since the end of the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. For a long time, the devil-like training time has not stopped for almost a day. This allows the potential of Sengoku to be developed to the ultimate. Golden Lion is indeed not weak, but in front of him, it is still not enough to see. In the entire New World, apart from the monster Air, we really don't take you other big pirates seriously, Shiki, Kong said slowly. Advertisement Garp, Sengoku, Zephyr, and Crane have been trained by the five elders for a long time. The strength has almost reached the limit of the world's combat power. If you have to find someone to compare, the strength of Garp and Sengoku now is not inferior to the rocks at their peak. You really said something that made me laugh. You Marines have been afraid to step into the New World for a long time, and now you say pirates who are not afraid of our New World. It's ridiculous. 99. We really didn't plan to enter the New World before, but we are now ready. Shiki, you and Kaido Roger, will be the stepping stones for our Marine to announce to the world. Of course, not only the three of you will die in a few days, but Air from New World, as well as other big pirates, will go down to accompany you soon. Sengoku's eyes were cold and indifferent. Your strength is indeed very strong, Sengoku, and your Marines are indeed powerful enough to destroy any big pirate in the New World. 5. But beat Air? Don't be kidding. You have no idea how terrifying that monster is. 35. Some time ago, Golden Lion and Roger were ready to attack the Roger Pirates. At a critical moment, Air appeared and crushed it with absolute terrifying strength. Air's almost invincible figure casts infinite shadows on the Golden Lion. Even, Golden Lion feels that Air's strength has surpassed Rox. No matter how strong Marine is, he still doesn't believe that these guys can take down Air's utter monster. Do you think we would dare to say such a thing if we were not sure of our own strength? Sengoku said calmly. This is the end of your small talk, Shiki. 95 Kong's fist was wrapped in armed color and Conqueror's Haki, and quickly charged towards the Golden Lion. The same is true for Sengoku, approaching the Golden Lion at his fastest speed. Bring it on. The Golden Lion roared loudly, not afraid of the two at all. Boom. As the three figures approached, the battle was about to begin. Suddenly there was an abnormal sound from high in the sky, and a huge roaring sound was introduced into their ears. Meteor. Meteorite. Look, a meteorite is about to land in the sky. Also, the volume of this meteorite is too large, equivalent to 0 of our entire naval headquarters. Advertisement. No, stop this meteor. If we let him land, our naval headquarters will sink into the sea. Looking at the meteorite high in the sky, many Marine soldiers were stunned for a moment. But in the next second, they reacted directly. The threat of this huge meteorite is too large to see. Meteorite. Sengoku stopped approaching Golden Lion, frowned slightly, and looked at the meteorite high in the sky. Although it is said that the weather in this pirate world is very strange, it is not surprising that anything falls from the sky. But falling meteorites is a bit incredible. And the volume of this meteorite is completely beyond the normal body. If this meteorite falls, their entire naval headquarters will sink to the sea. First stop the high-altitude meteorite Sengoku, you can't let this thing fall. Kong's face changed slightly and reminded Sengoku. Golden Lion stared at the meteorite high in the sky and was stunned for a while, but the next moment he suddenly thought of something and said in surprise. Meteorite? Could it be Air's ability? During the Battle of the Valley of the Gods, Air summoned a huge meteor at the beginning. Then, when Burndy-Wald wanted to launch a cannonball and sink the entire Valley of the Gods into the sea, Air launched another meteor strike. Looking at the 4.3 familiar terrifying meteorite, Golden Lion immediately thought of Air. Ha ha ha. Can't be wrong, this is Air's ability? Air? Air killed 3-5 elders in the holy land of Marijoy. Since the other party dares to come, it must be taken down. High in the sky, Kaido, who was fighting with Garp at a high altitude, also noticed the meteorite above his head and suddenly laughed. Hearing Kaido's words, Garp's face instantly turned a little dignified, but then his eyes were filled with murderous intent. But the memories of the Marine's powerlessness filled Garp's mind. If there is a big pirate that Garp wants to arrest, then it is Air. Since Air is here, all three of you will be left here today. Chapter 237 Air. Why don't you go together, please order all. Garp moved away from Kaido for a moment, and then joined Kong and Sengoku. Destroy the massive meteor over naval headquarters together. Although the meteorite is huge, it has a frightening power. However, the strength of the three of Garp had already improved a lot compared to the Battle of the Valley of the Gods. Therefore, the high-altitude meteorite was quickly destroyed. However, because the volume of the meteorite is too large, they can destroy the meteorite. But the scattered meteorite blocks also fell in their naval headquarters. Boom. Boom. 99. Long. 35 numerous buildings in naval headquarters were destroyed by meteorite blocks, and many places burst into flames. Even though the rain was constantly dripping from the sky at this time, it was difficult to extinguish the burning flame. At the same time, countless Marines were also hit by meteorites and died on the spot. Crash. In this incomparably dark night, there was a sound of ocean currents. I saw a small boat slowly approaching the coast. IO3 jumped from the boat and landed on naval headquarters. Air. Damn it, it's Air. How come this monster is here? Is the ability just released by the B************ D Air? This guy directly killed so many of our companions. Damn it, in a few days it will be the day of Roger's execution. How come so many pirates come to find fault tonight? 35. Many Marine soldiers, seeing Air's approach, they were angry, but more frightened. How terrifying the strength of Air is, as Marines, they know it all too well. If only Kaido and Golden Lion were the two of them, Marine would definitely win. But since Air also came, the outcome would be quite suspenseful. Gia ha ha ha, it's really you, Air, Golden Lion laughed. Although the Golden Lion is unclear why Air is here tonight. But at this time, he was undoubtedly excited, because he knows how terrifying Air's strength is. If you can fight side by side with such a man, advertisement. Facing Sengoku and others, Golden Lion's confidence suddenly increased. You guys are always the key, but different, Air. Kaido above the sky, transformed from dragon form to human form, landed on the coast and stared at Air Road. He found that Air always appeared at the most critical moment. For example, the last time he teamed up with the Golden Lion to take down the Roger Pirates. Kaido? Air gave Kaido a slightly surprised look. He knew that the Golden Lion might be at naval headquarters. But unexpectedly, Kaido will come too. Although, I really want to fight with you now, but your goal today should be these Marines, so let's fight together, Air. Kaido's original intention to come here was to take the Golden Lion away. But now, with the arrival of Air, Kaido has changed his mind. On Marine's side, there are three top powerhouses, Kong, Sengoku, and Garp. The three on their side are also no less inferior. Kaido doesn't think they will lose when they fight. Now Kaido's strength has almost grown to the peak of the original work. So, now he really wants to play against Air, however, where they are now is naval headquarters. Marine is their common enemy, now they will fight together. Air glanced at Kaido calmly, but said nothing. Air, are you here today for Roger too? 35 Garp yelled at Air. Air is here, and Garp is happy, but his arrival directly unleashed a Tengai Shinsei. Buildings in more than half of their naval headquarters were severely damaged. The same countless marine elites were also covered up by meteorites and killed on the spot. This makes Garp particularly angry. Roger, I'm not here for Roger. Roger died when he died and didn't care about him. The Golden Lion invaded naval headquarters and died, that was none of his business. The reason why he came to this place today was entirely because Marine's actions annoyed him. It's not for Roger, are you just here to find fault? Sengoku snorted coldly. Advertisement, of course not, I'm here today for Vegapunk, you Marines took him away, right? Give him to me. Air glanced at several people and demanded. You're a pirate, asking for someone from our Marine, do you think we'll give it to you? If you want someone, it's up to you if you have the ability. Garp shrugged the tie on his sleeves and moved his wrists. I wasn't interested in meddling in this war, but your attitude makes it difficult for me. Air took off the black cloak behind him, and murderous intent flashed in his eyes. If you take down all three of you pirates at the same time today, New World will be ruled by our Marines again, Kong sneered. With the dissolution of the Roger Pirates and Roger's execution. Today, there are still many big pirates in New World. Air, Golden Lion, Kaido, Charlotte Linlin, Brindywald, Red Earl, Ochaku, John, Silver Axe. All are extremely influential and powerful monsters in the New World. And this time, if they can take down Air and others at naval headquarters. There are only 6 big pirates left in New World. At this time, the forces on their marine side are definitely not afraid of that group of monsters and can fight them head-on. 767. All in all, the New World will once again be the sea ruled by their Marines. Take down the 3 of us. You really said something ridiculous, Kong, Golden Lion said with disdain. Today, even if any of the great pirates of the New World come to assist them. Golden Lion didn't even think that it was 100% sure that it could take down Sengoku and others. After all, after the fight, Golden Lion clearly felt how terrible the strength of Sengoku and others was. But, the big pirate who came to their aid today is none other than Air. There is such a man, let alone Kaido, even if it's just Golden Lion and Air. He thought to himself that the odds were great. Air, let me be your opponent, 95. Garp strode closer to Air and said solemnly, although the current Garp strength has long since been reborn. But in the face of such a terrifying opponent as Air, he still didn't dare to be too careless. You are not my opponent Garp, let your Marshal Kong go with you, 5. Air said lightly with his hands on his back, although it was night time, the Ace Kano physique that Air had acquired some time ago could not work. However, even without the power of that physique, he was completely unafraid of Garp and others. Chapter 238 The top battle begins, everyone in the group battle, please order. Don't overestimate yourself Air, you may not be my opponent now. Really, it's been so long since you haven't seen you, Garp, but you're still weak. Now in the entire New World, Air is the only enemy who is not 100% sure of winning, and only I am. Besides, he really didn't put anyone in this sea in his eyes. Even if he could see it, Garp was very different today. The aura that leaked out was boundless terrifying. But so what? No matter how strong Garp is, it is still difficult to break through the limits of this world. And his strength has already reached, and even surpassed the limits of this world. I want to see what it will be like when you fall under my fist. Garp clenched his fists and said coldly. The words fell, and Garp stopped talking nonsense and charged directly towards Air. Since you're so confident, I'll use physical art to show you what real power is Garp. In the face of Garp's attack, Air did not use the power of swordsmanship. Instead, I intend to defeat Garp with physical skills. Tread. Air's footsteps stomped on the ground, and a small pit like a spider web appeared directly on the ground. The figures of the two approached quickly, at the moment when they approached. The fists of the two were simultaneously wrapped with armed strength. Boom. The fists collided, and the terrifying aura centered on the two of them quickly spread in all directions. Ripples like a violent storm were set off, directly shocking countless Marines. The ground plane around the two of them also broke apart inch by inch, and rifts appeared. Watching the battle between Air and Garp unfold, Golden Lion also set his sights on Sengoku and laughed. Then, let's fight between the two of us alone, Sengoku, 99. Before Air came, he had to deal with Sengoku and Kong at the same time. But now, Air's opponent is Garp. Then Kaido naturally needs to find the next opponent. The entire naval headquarters is naturally only Kong who can be regarded as an opponent by Kaido. Advertisement as a result, Golden Lion has a chance to go it alone against Sengoku. I'll get rid of you as fast as I can, Shiki. Although it is said that the strength of Sengoku and Garp at this time has slightly surpassed the 5 elders. But watching the battle between Garp and Air, Sengoku was still a little uneasy. So he wanted to take out the Golden Lion quickly and help Garp deal with Air together. Gia ha ha ha. Is that so? I want to see which of us will fall first. The words fell, and the Golden Lion also rushed towards Sengoku. The two then engaged in a fierce confrontation, playing against martial marine, excited. With a smile on the corner of Kaido's mouth, carrying a mace on his shoulder, he walked towards Kong step by step. The arrival of air will not change the outcome of your demise, Kaido. The same air will be with you and be defeated by us. 99. Kong took off the cloak of justice behind him and said solemnly. I don't think so. Let me see how long you can stay with me, Kaido. Kong exploded in an instant, approaching Kaido at a speed beyond the limit. He wasn't interested in talking nonsense with Kaido. I just want to quickly eliminate the opponent, Kaido. After all, he, like Sengoku, was slightly uneasy about Garp fighting air alone. Because of the Holy Land Marijoy, the scene of air beheading the 3-5 elders alone is still vivid in their minds. Bring it on! Kaido roared and charged towards Kong without fear. In naval headquarters, 6 strong men occupying the top of the world launched a fierce attack. Center of the battlefield. Garp and air are constantly punching and bombarding. The fist speed of the two was extremely fast, and there were even afterimages flashing in the air. In a moment, the fists of the two have experienced hundreds of confrontations. Your strength is not as weak as I thought, Garp. Air is best at swordsmanship though, however, his physical skills are also very high. Advertisement after all, he has a full-level sage body. At the same time, his armament haki reached max level long ago. In terms of physique, he is also enough to occupy the top and look down on the heroes. However, Garp was able to fight against him without falling behind. This made Air a little surprised. It has to be said that Garp disappeared in the sea for more than 10 years, and it was not a waste of time. But every moment, every day and every night, I am practicing extremely hard. So, do you only have this power now, Air? Isn't the battle between us just begun? Garp, I don't want to defeat you so quickly, but if you want, I will satisfy you. After wrapping a layer of Conqueror's haki around Air's fist, he launched an even faster attack on Garp. However, Garp was not wrong at this time, and his fist was also wrapped around Conqueror's haki. The two started another earth-shattering fight. Air and Garp are almost on par in terms of Conqueror's haki. Because between the two, they are both at full level. But when it comes to physical skills, Air is definitely above Garp. After all, Garp's physique is even perverted. There is absolutely no way to have his sage body pervert. In addition, Ace Kano's physique was inherited some time ago, which also changed his body a little. Although it is night at this time, there is still a small enhancement. Zhao Wang Zhao. The two launched a rapid and deadly offensive again and again, and they were comparable in a short period of time. Rinnegan, coercion. Air let out a light squeak, and in the next second, with him as the center, a ripple visible to the naked eye spread out around him, forming a blade shockwave. This move is to release a blade shockwave from 360 degrees around itself without dead ends. The terrifying power can even cut off the divine tree with ease. The shockwave of the blade is sharp, and it is even more terrifying than the slash of the blade. The ripples set off directly cut into Garp's body. No matter how pervert Garp's body is, armament haki is produced at a critical moment. But in the face of this blade shockwave, Garp's arm was cut directly from a shallow wound, and blood was dripping outward. At the same time, Marine, who was watching the battle not far away, was directly cut in half by the shockwave of the blade. Chapter 239 Planetary Devastation, F. What happened? Damn, is this Air's ability again? It killed so many of our comrades. 35. This time, we must let this monster die here, and we can't let him continue to harm the sea. When everyone was in anger, a Marine suddenly pointed at Garp and said in horror. Look, even Garp Vice Admiral got hurt. How is that possible? Garp Vice Admiral's strength has not been as good as it used to be. Has he been injured by Air's ability? In the face of such monsters, you can't underestimate the enemy. Garp Vice Admiral's strength has become stronger, but this monster's strength has also become stronger. Garp, but in the Holy Land Marijoy, received a long training. The strength has already reached a level beyond the imagination of ordinary people. But now the battle has not started long, and he was still injured by Air. Then it means that while Garp is getting stronger, Air's strength has not fallen. In the middle of the battlefield, Garp stared at Air with a solemn expression. You be ***************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** in physique, and his physical body is naturally countless times stronger than ordinary people. And with 783 covered with a layer of armament hockey, his body is almost as hard as a diamond. But it was such a terrifying hardness that Air's ability easily opened a hole. Defense is pretty good, Garp. I thought your arm was going to be cut straight off. 35. The cutting force of Rinnegan's coercion is extremely terrifying, and it can easily tear apart the earth and disconnect the mountains. But these extremely damaging moves only left a hole in Garp's arm. Not even Garp's bones were touched. I have to say, Garp is worthy of being a man who specializes in physique and has cultivated armament hockey to the pinnacle. You're too naive to think about defeating me with such a simple move, air. Such minor injuries were nothing to Garp at all. Fistbone. Garp exploded in an instant, his footsteps stomping on the ground. In the next second, his body turned into an afterimage from midair, and in an instant, he appeared in front of air. He clenched his fists tightly, wrapped in rich armed colors and conqueror's hockey. The whole body exudes the momentum of ultimate terror. Like a tiger that is ready to go. Advertisement in the face of Garp's punch, even air didn't dare to be careless. It also threw a full punch, and collided with, boom. A deafening sound came, and the momentum of the two instantly climbed to the top. It was as if two giant beasts were roaring and biting at each other. Around the two, a visible airflow barrier was set up. A terrifying aura galloped towards the surroundings with the two at the center. Within a radius of 100 meters, no one dared to approach the two of them. The Marines who were watching the battle ran to the area 100 meters away. For fear of being shocked by the ripples produced by the battle between the two. The fists of the two men clashed for half a minute, and then the two of them went backwards. If this is your strongest strength, you won't last long in front of me, air. I haven't seen you for so long, you're much more confident than usual, Garp, air said calmly. Garp's strength is indeed not weak, but it can't be called how strong. After all, the current heir neither uses swordsmanship nor the ability to increase his strength. Under such circumstances, it was really nothing that Garp could play with him like this. I haven't used my full strength yet, heir. Garp clenched his fist and said with a smile on the corner of his mouth. In the Holy Land Marijoy, I practiced hard for so long. How could Garp's strength be only like this? The confrontation with air just now was just testing air's strength. Really? Then let me see, use your full power, Garp, 99. Hope you don't lose so quickly to me, air. The words fell, and Garp's figure disappeared in an instant. Almost instantly, he appeared behind air. Fistbone, meteorite. Garp let out a light slap, and there was an incomparably terrifying power on his fist, and he slammed it towards air. The fist rubbed the space and made a roaring sound. This fist seemed to contain the power to split mountains and rocks and destroy everything. Facing Garp's blow, air has used the observation hockey to see how terrifying the power of this punch is. Advertisement. So in the face of Garp's punch, air didn't choose to resist hard, but planned to use his ability to deal with it. Wood style. The tree world is coming. 35 air let out a light ZHA, and the ground under his feet shook violently in the next second. Countless trees rose from the ground, savage growth with devastating power, rushed out of air's side and surrounded him. Boom. Garp's powerful punch slammed into the trees, and a large number of trees were immediately shattered. This trick, the summoned tree, although has a very strong defense. However, in Garp's internal destruction of the armed color, and the extremely lethal Conqueror's entanglement. Appearing so fragile, in a short period of time, a large number of trees were destroyed. Air, can you only unleash such useless abilities now? Garp laughed as he destroyed the trees. At the Battle of Marijoy, air unleashed countless lethal moves. But now, just summoned the trees. This made Garp think that air could no longer release the moves he used to, and could only release such weak abilities. I plan to play with you slowly, but if you want to lose early, I'll grant your wish, air said calmly. It's true that air hasn't had a good fight with anyone for a while. Therefore, in this battle, he intends to play slowly with Garp. However, Garp's provocative words, he felt that it was better to slap him in the face as soon as possible and defeat him. Beat me? Don't be kidding me, air, can you do such a thing just by being who you are now? Garp now has great confidence in his own strength. Then it gradually expanded. The black hole ball exudes a dazzling light, constantly rising. Air threw the ball in his palm directly into the air. Planetary devastation. The black hole ball, although not as big as air's palm, exudes a terrifying power that makes people palpitate. In the next second, a small ball like a black hole appeared in his palm. He didn't think he would be defeated at all, and even thought he could take down the monster Vice Admiral Air in this battle. Instead, he clasped his hands together and clapped softly. Faced with Garp's words, Air didn't say much. Chapter 240 Golden Lion. With Air, we will win. Damn. Garp's forehead instantly burst into cold sweat, because he felt the black hole sphere high in the sky. A terrifying attraction is covering him, trying to attract him. Garp used all his powers to force control of his body, unaffected by attraction. But the attraction of black hole spheres is too terrifying. No matter how his body resisted, he couldn't resist this terrifying attraction. Boom. 35 I saw the ground beneath Garp's feet collapsed, shattered and then flew up, taking Garp into the air. No matter how Garp resisted, the strong gravitational force made him unable to move, so he could only obediently fly into the air. Around his body, there are countless buildings that want to completely cover him. Jia ha ha ha. Air, your performance every time you fight will exceed my expectations. Ah. Golden Lion couldn't help laughing when he saw that Air used his abilities to force Garp into the air. Air's abilities are extremely numerous, which is the knowledge that Golden Lion and Air have dealt with for a long time. Because each fight, Air can use a variety of different abilities, and each one is extremely scary. And this time, planetary devastation released by Air is no exception. Even if it is far apart, even if the target of the planetary devastation seal is not the Golden Lion. But he still felt an irresistible gravitational pull. Through this, the Golden Lion knows. What kind of terrifying gravitational force did Garp endure at this time, so that he could not resist the moves released by Air? At this time, Golden Lion couldn't help but feel fortunate that he was not Air's enemy. Fortunately, today Air also came to Naval Headquarters to fight Marine for various reasons. If Air hadn't come, the Golden Lion felt a public execution in a few days. Possibly even his share with Kaido. Air. Watching Garp's body flying into the air and being submerged by the ruined buildings, Sengoku's expression was extremely solemn at this time. At this time, although he really wanted to help Garp and get rid of Air. But Golden Lion is also a not weak opponent, although he can have the upper hand. But it is obviously impossible to solve the opponent of Golden Lion in a short time. Advertisement. If today, Zephyr and Crane are also in Naval Headquarters, it's hard to tell the outcome, but if it's just the three of you, you will definitely lose this battle. The corner of Golden Lion's mouth rose slightly, staring at Sengoku, Road. Golden Lion did not admire many people in his life. There are only three, the first is Rox and the second is Roger. And the last one, and the man he admires the most, is Air. In a 3-on-3 situation, the Golden Lion believes that Air will take out Garp soon. If Garp is eliminated, then it will be 3 against 2. In this battle, with Air's help, Golden Lion is full of confidence. You can't decide the outcome of the battle, Shiki, Sengoku snorted. When the words fell, he didn't say any nonsense to Golden Lion, and launched a fierce offensive directly towards him. He needs to solve the enemy Golden Lion in the shortest time and help Garp. Card Garp Vice Admiral is flying. Damn, what's up with that black sphere in the sky? It can control the Garp Vice Admiral soaring. 5. Has this monster Air developed a new ability? 35. Damn, don't worry about it for now. Go and stop this monster Air, or I feel that something bad will happen. The countless Marines stared at the scene in front of them and were stunned for a moment. But the next moment, they reacted. They have to stop Air from continuing to unleash such abilities, otherwise Garp may be in danger. Countless Marines charged towards Air. Among them is the presence of Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. This group of people is also not weak in combat power. Slaying God. Looking at the many Marines and approaching him, Air directly pulled out the blade from his waist. He waved the blade violently, the blade rubbed against the space, and a terrifying black sword energy was forced out from the blade. The black sword energy formed a black giant dragon with a bloody mouth, which directly devoured the group of Marines. The group of Marines were directly killed by the black dragon-like sword energy before they approached Air. The scene was immediately filled with blood and corpses. 0. Ask for flowers. After dealing with those annoying Marines, Air set his sights in the air. Advertisement at this time, Garp was completely attracted to the central position by the attraction of planetary devastation. And the endless buildings and ruins of Naval Headquarters. At this time, a huge sphere was also formed, which completely wrapped Garp in the center. Planetary devastation is an extremely powerful sealing technique that can seal almost everything that exists. At this point, however, Air noticed. Cracks appeared on the surface of planetary devastation, which was completely condensed into a meteorite-like shape at a high altitude. Oh, break free from gravity? Air asked, slightly surprised. After all, he underestimated Garp's strength, and was sealed into it by the fully shaped planetary devastation. Garp still used his extremely tenacious combat power to break free of some gravity. Start to destroy the appearance of the meteorite. How can you just break free, Garp? Air smiled slightly, and then manipulated the huge sphere like a meteorite in the sky and smashed it down onto Naval Headquarters. Boom! At the scene, there was a sound of explosion, the huge Naval Headquarters, nearly half of the area. It was directly smashed into ruins by this huge meteorite, and the scene immediately set off a monstrous smoke and dust. Countless Marines once again died tragically under the meteorite. As the huge meteorite fell, the smoke and dust slowly dissipated. I saw Garp come out of it. However, at this time, Garp was covered in blood, his clothes were dusty, and he was in a mess. Air. Garp looked at Air and roared. It didn't fall down. Your physique is not as fragile as I thought. It's too early for me to be defeated, after all. Garp is still trained by the five elders himself, and his strength is not what he used to be. Despite Air's use of cactus eyes and planetary devastation's abilities, he couldn't directly eliminate opponents like Garp. But now you can't last long in my hands, Garp. Although the meteorite sealing technique gathered by planetary devastation did not solve Garp. However, the strong impact of the meteorite landing on naval headquarters just now also caused Garp a lot of injuries.